And welcome to another exciting installment of the Terrorisk podcast. I believe this is going to be episode 65, and I am joined here with Adam. What's up, Adam?
What's cracking, blood? What's popping, slime?
You have to speak up a little.
All right, how's this? Better?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, put some bass in your voice, motherfucker.
All right, like here? Yeah, like there? Yeah.
Nah. Yeah. Just because it's just annoying to mix when like I'm significantly louder. And I don't mean to speak louder. It's just I'm so used to like editing these fucking episodes and like mixing it that I know like the perfect volume I'm supposed to speak in. So it's like it's just by habit, I guess. Like
that's right. You gotta have your guests loud and clear.
Yeah.
So that the mix and the final product is loud and clear. I get you.
Yeah. So I just wanted to talk. I guess we could go over that crazy fucking alien hearing we had like 2 days ago. Yeah, it happened on Wednesday where that former intelligence guy David Grush testified before Congress and basically told America that fucking aliens exist, that the US government has recovered and salvaged alien aircrafts that have crashed in various conditions. Several. Many, like that, and he even said there's like at least like 12 different species of aliens or some crazy shit like that. It's fucking nuts, man.
It is nuts. And it's crazy because like there has been several dozens of people that have corroborated this shit for like the last, I don't know, 40 fucking years.
A lot of them died. A lot of them got killed.
Yeah. A lot of them have, and now is the time where it's like, publicly admitting that, it's all been bullshit by the American government trying to cover it up, and that they actually do exist, and they actually have these crafts and these bodies somewhere, which probably is Area 51 or other fucking locations that we don't even know about.
I mean, there's so much like debate and speculation. Like one guy will say it's Area 51, another guy says, Area 51 hasn't been used in decades. It's now this new Air Force base somewhere there. Yeah.
Yep. I personally have always believed that there's definitely something, whatever it is, whatever you want to call it, interdimensional beings, aliens, spacecraft, they've always been there. Why it took this long, I don't know. Why they would want to cover it up, that's another thing. Like, what's the end goal of lying about it? What's the end goal of covering this up? Because I never believed that, it would cause mass hysteria amongst the public, finding out that aliens exist and that, we're not alone. Like, I never, for once, believed that was an issue.
I would say, I could think of a few reasons to keep something like that under wraps because, all right, the whole implication of an technologically advanced alien species actually being in contact with us and, having made the journey to our planet even, or has the ability to interface with our dimension, that kind of like, that suggests that their technology is so far ahead of us, like so fucking far. And if what they're saying, because with claims of recovered alien technology going back to the 50s to like the thought of reverse engineering them, what are we saying? Like, if we have recovered alien vehicles that we've reverse engineered and used to create top secret alien vehicles, we're also saying like, these vehicles are also apparently capable of like movements that defy the known laws of physics and are able to do insane shit. That means that whatever technology that powers them, whatever sort of like maybe some ESP powered like fucking anti-gravitational propulsion technology that we have access to, that like, if the rest of humanity had access to that, our species would be completely, our civilization would be completely different. What they're suggesting is that apparently there's a chance that we might have access to technology that's like 300 years or so ahead of our known shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's like a lot of reason to hide that shit because, with that comes like all sorts of advancements. If everyone at once starts living to be like 1,000 years old that could cause a shitload of problems, right? You know,
Yeah.
like stuff like that. I mean, there is so much implication, and you know, it ties into so many other conspiracy theories, like how Nikola Tesla may have come into contact with some kind of higher access to higher knowledge, and may have discovered like that kind of unlimited or clean energy, built around like electromagnetic reactions or something, or propulsion or something. And like using like manipulation of electromagnetic fields or some shit. And it's all wacky shit. But yeah, I could totally see why like they would want to keep that a secret, especially, you know, for the sake of control. Like if we're talking about like a malicious top secret group that wants to control the world, or maybe on some level maybe they have to control the world. Maybe if they didn't, maybe our civilization would have ended a long time ago. We don't know.
I imagine everybody just had like remote controlled propulsion system ships, and they were just like fucking nuking every fucking town and village that they possibly could, just for like, because they can do it. They can do it. They have the power to. They have the technology to. Why not?
Yeah. Did you ever see a UFO?
I have, from what I recall, is a UFO. And I remember this moment in my life. I must have been like 7 or 8. And I was like on the 4th story of our apartment building, and there was like was just watching cartoons, me and my mom, on the television.
Yeah.
And for some reason I looked outside, and the funniest thing, it looked like the most stereotypical spacecraft that you could possibly think of. like the saucer ship, it was green, like a green bulb on top, and then, you know, the metallic silver plate on the bottom.
Oh my god.
And the thing that stood out to me was my mother's reaction. It wasn't the fact that I saw it. It was my mother's reaction. I pointed it out to her. I'm like, Mom, look, what is that? And she said, oh my God, in Spanish. And then she looked away and just stared at the television. Like she just wanted to completely ignore the fact that she was looking at the same thing that I was looking at. And that was the moment. I was like, okay, something is weird with this situation. And of course, I was a little kid. I didn't understand. But at that moment, her reaction is what stood out to me the most. That she looked at it and she willingly ignored it for like the duration of its being right there, over like some house or some shit.
Yeah, that's a shaking thing to witness on multiple levels. For one, you're a kid, so you already expect your mom to be like a reasonable person, more so than you yourself, right, the kid. Yeah, so there's that, and once that breaks, it's also the idea of another human being, let alone, you know, your mom, just like completely ignoring it because of pure ontological shock. Mm-hmm. You know,
it was a crazy moment. I still, to this day, I remember it.
Yeah,
but yeah, I've never doubted the existence of it. You know, I just didn't know what was out there. I knew something was out there. I wasn't sure if like, is this actually real? But I knew something was out there.
I think most of that shit is really man-made, but I don't think it's like it's still completely free of alien origin. Like I do think a long time ago, our government recovered a lot of alien shit, have made contact with multiple alien species, probably mostly interdimensional in nature. I really do think that, and I think like I think they've made contact and they've reverse engineered, like they've made deals with aliens. I think we've made deals to give up some human bodies with no investigation in return for alien technology, and I think like that's how we got shit like Velcro, microchips, a lot of things.
You know, I was just thinking about this. I forgot about this. I had a buddy who was in the military, and one time he just like said like, yo, you know, how do you think we got GPS? How do you think we got this sort of technology? It's like, he said, I don't know how much he was bullshitting, but that the military has technology that's at least 50 years in advance of what we currently have. That whatever we got now is like nothing compared to what they have at the moment. And, you know, with this shit that just happened, I was like, I'm starting to think maybe he was right.
I think it's not even 50 years, dude. I think it's like literally maybe 300 to close to 1,000 years. I do believe that it's possible there could be even access to age regression technology, like literally technology where these like shadowy elites who really run the world, like a really small group of people that actually run this world, maybe they never even die. Maybe they do have access to some like literal technology that makes them never have to die.
Wouldn't surprise me at this point.
Exactly. Yeah. That's pretty crazy. Like just like people that you could be walking past them and you'll never know, and they could just never get sick. They could never have like physical ailments. They could just be perfect in every way and just live forever.
Oh shit. These politicians, let me tell you, the way that their physical bodies are at this moment makes me think they should have died a long time ago.
Can you give me some examples? Like
Mitch McConnell.
Oh,
You
Mitch
saw
McConnell.
that video of him like having a stroke and he's just like standing there. Like, bro, look at his eyes. Look at his eyes, how sunken deep they are back into his skull. It's like this motherfucker looks like he should have died in 2016. Like, how is he even alive?
Speaking of which, on the other end of the exact opposite end of the spectrum, you ever see Donald Trump's son,
No, which one?
Barron Trump?
Barron Trump? Oh, the little kid?
Little? This motherfucker's
Oh,
like,
yeah, he's like 6 foot tall, all right?
he's a giant. Trump is already like 6'6", and the kid towers over him.
Wow, really?
Yes,
I have
dude.
not seen a recent picture of him because like the
Holy
last time I've
shit.
seen him is like during his like presidential campaign where
Yeah.
he's like he must have been like 11 at the time. But
There's all these crazy conspiracy theories about.
so what, he should be 5 years younger. He should be in his 16, 17 maybe.
I don't know. I just know that this kid is a fucking. He's a Nephilim. He's got to be part. He's got to be part giant. Look at him. Trump is
Holy
Trump is
shit,
over
bro.
6 feet, my dude.
That's crazy.
He's always like he towers over Trump, dude.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I seriously think he's part giant, and that's a little kid. He's not done growing. Like, that's insane. That's something weird, dude. Something's
It
up
is.
there.
It is weird.
I mean, a billionaire has a son that's like all like close to fucking 7 feet tall, like, and he's perfect. He's like, he's got to be part giant. Has to be.
Ubermensch.
A genetically altered fetus it's spliced with Nephilim DNA.
I forgot where I saw is like that at some point during our evolution we weren't the only human beings. There were other kinds of human beings that were similar to us, but not really. The way that like chimpanzees and baboons are different. Kind of like that. Like, you can all equate them to being monkeys and mammals, but they weren't the same.
Yeah.
And that makes me think, what if there were other, like different types of human beings that used to live back then in, ancient history, and now they're just all wiped out and we're, like, the only ones left? I don't know if you ever thought about that before.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that. There's this one conspiracy theory where, I mean, there's a bunch of theories. Like one about how like at one point like aliens came and saw the way we were developing naturally as like an ape-like mammal, and then they fucked with us. They did something to us. It could have been something as like experimenting or genetically splicing a whole generation of us, or it could have just been introducing us to one tiny idea that completely altered the course of our development. But either way, they did something because there is an evolutionary gap. Suddenly, startlingly, we just like made weird, crazy advancements at such a weird rate.
Yeah. That's what makes me think like there was always alien intervention, either consciously or subconsciously.
So there's another one. It's the Draco-reptilian theory or something close to it, something parallel to it usually, where there's this idea that there's a certain bloodline of humans that's prevalent in the highest straits of the highest echelons of power in our reality. they're all a part of like a similar bloodline, and they're not entirely human in nature, but they're like part, could be reptilian, part alien, whatever. And there's a lot of like extremely ancient artifacts, like, and like structures and like statues, or like idol, what I call them, artifacts, I guess.
Right,
That just
yeah.
kind of like allude to this idea of a reptilian greater being that's intelligent, that grants us everywhere from like ancient Mayan culture to ancient East Asian culture. They all kind of like the dragons, the
Yeah.
serpents, you know. Yeah, and they all kind of allude to this more knowledgeable being that came and taught humans things, or they lived amongst us, they enslaved us, a lot of things. Like, you know, we had to slay them sometimes, or at sometimes we served them. I know the Asians, East Asia, has a more reverence for the dragons, right?
You're right.
And whereas in Western Europe, you see that they see them as terrifying, mythological, evil creatures that they have to slay. And maybe in Native American culture or whatever, or more Amazon or South American culture, they view them as like serpents, gods, serpent gods. So yeah, that whole idea of reptilian, whatever, is prevalent clearly in mythology and creation myths, like in the Bible even. But also like there's the fun stuff, which is like there's people in our current ruling class. In the billionaire rich oligarchies and shit, like they all have this girl in this intermediate school girl at one point, like a few years ago, did a project on like presidential genealogy, tracing the genetic lineage of all the presidents, and she found that like all the presidents except for one were like blood related.
Really?
Yes, including Obama. They were all related to this one European ruling class bloodline.
Wow.
Furthermore, a lot of them are members of like the same secret society in like Ivy League colleges. It's interesting. It's
wow. Well, I'm really curious. Who was the one anomaly?
it was funny. It was funny. My dad told me. He was like, I even told my dad, and he was like, oh, I know who that one guy was. I was like, who? And it was some dude. I think he was a fluke win or something. I don't know. It was something weird.
Oh, where democracy failed and they didn't get the presidentially assigned candidate.
The correct Draco reptilian.
Yeah. They didn't get the right boy. So who was it?
I don't know. I got to look it up.
Damn, bro. It had to be like, I don't know. Maybe
it might have been President Carter, the peanut farmer turned president.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Like fuck, how the fuck we let this dude in?
Yeah,
bro?
yeah. Never again. Never
all right,
again.
We're gonna make sure the system is actually working and this doesn't happen.
Yep. We gotta make it button down, button tight.
And it's kind of weird how like these people who are supposedly, presidents, they all feel manufactured, like
in a way they are. Even if there is no conspiracy, like culturally they are obviously manufactured. Like they're all like almost every president's been an Eagle Scout in the Boy Scouts, which is like the highest rank of Eagle Scouts. That's another, the secret societies, the Ivy League education. Yeah, everything.
It's all so weird.
They all come from the same exact culture that, but I think you're right. That is artificial, but I think it's also very symbolic, and that doesn't make it any less. I think it's done with it for a reason.
Right.
I think they make sure that the person representing this country is a person of a certain amount of esteem in their background, right? So yeah, I think which makes sense. The leader of the free world has to be like a man of substance or a woman of substance eventually. Maybe, I don't know.
It seems like they're there for pacification, almost. Like if you were to put president in charge of this country, you want to feel safe, you want to feel protected, you want to feel like everything's gonna be all right, to shield you from reality and what's happening around the world. And I'm not talking about anything political or fucking tsunami hit X or Y. It's like, what is beyond this planet? It's always like minuscule shit if you think about it in a grand scheme of things. It's never anything like that. It's always minor. It's like quarrels and shit, little bits and pieces, like, oh, something happened here, something happened there. It feels like they're all distractions getting to our greater consciousness.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I agree. That's probably what it is most of the time, like 99% of the time. Yeah, I'd say that's exactly what it is. But, on the bright side, I think the solution, it's a very simple and elegant solution. And it's easier said than done for some people. But I think the problem is kind of looking outwards for answers and raising consciousness when really it's about looking inwards.
Right.
You know what? Honestly, like I had my most spiritual moments during the dumbest fucking things. Like, for example, the sword tournament. Watching an episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender. I was rewatching that show recently, like late spring, and like I watched that episode where Aang had to like he had to see the air guru. And he had to like open up all his chakra points, and I thought it was interesting, and I was like really getting into it, and so I followed it as Aang did it. It's like you start with your root chakra, and what usually blocks that are certain feelings of guilt or shame. Then you move on to each point, because each point there's certain feelings and certain past memories and things that like block that chakra point. It blocks you from like having that flow. And most people don't even think about this, so obviously all of their chakra points are just shut. But once you do think about this, in some cultures like India, everyone talks about their whatever. But yeah, so and all it takes to get over it is to first think about it, saying like what am I really guilty for, like in my life, and what am I shameful about, and you unlock those things. You say, fine, you know what, I thought about it, I'm letting it fucking go. I'm letting it go. You make that decision, and boom, that's one point unlocked. What's next? Like your fears, boom. Like what's next? Your feelings of what, like jealousy or like abandonment. I don't know. Like feelings of like attachment, and then they get harder because when you get to the highest chakra points, suddenly it's like your ego attachment, like your final one. If you want to release the final one, your ego attachments, and that's the most difficult one of all, because what if you're married? What if you have kids? It's impossible then, because those are insane. Yes, they're very material. We like to think of them as higher attachment, but at the end of the day, they're all still part of the material world.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all infinite souls. They're their own infinite sovereign souls. If they actualize. But our blood relations, yes, it's powerful. It's a very powerful material connection. But at the end of the day, it's still material. So you gotta like even let those go.
Yeah.
I mean, Buddha himself left behind his fucking like wife and kids, to eventually become the Buddha. So it's like, yeah, you have to make like, which is why I think it happens easier for some people. Like I'm in a position where I don't have a wife, I don't have kids. I don't, it's not like I have even much work relationships I have to care about maintaining because I work remotely. Like, all I have really is a cat to take care of, which is, spiritually, I think purifying is to nurture simple life.
True.
And like, so like I was able to follow Aang every step of the way, like releasing everything. Of course, that in the episode he couldn't do the last point because he couldn't let go of Katara, but eventually he did, like later in the later episode. Like, I think that was significant. That was I was like, oh, this looks fun, and then I did it, and by the end of it, I was like, oh, it was an intense thing. I was like, holy shit, there was a lot of shit I was keeping inside, and I didn't even realize it.
Right.
It took an episode of a fucking Nickelodeon cartoon for me to like, really like deal with that, and I dealt with it in the most accidental, retarded way possible, and it worked because I think after doing that, like, it primed me without me realizing, because also there was like a bunch of shit further in my past, like my past psychedelic experiences, I think like also kind of conditioned me in a way, past challenges, past traumas, to like really like make me understand the gravity of suffering that we all have to inevitably face, the dark night of the soul. It's not pretty.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, all that shit, but those are necessary rites of passage. You have to go through those things if you want to actualize. And I think after a certain age, you could say it's like, you've been through the traumas, you've been through the shit, you've been through every fucked up thing. All that's blocking you at this point is yourself.
Yep.
All you got to do at that point is just surrender. It's like, all right, fine. Like I clearly don't have the answers. All I know is what I like. All I know is what makes me happy. But other than that, I don't know anything. I don't know how my life is going to turn out. I could try to force it to turn out a certain way, but I know that's dumb. So I surrender. I surrender to life, to God, to whatever, to the universe. I surrender. And once you surrender, that's the moment you awaken. And like I said, it happens to everyone in like very weird ways. Some people it happens through like, trying to get over addiction. For some people it happens from a near-death experience. For some people it happens through like crazy amounts of trauma where they completely dissociate. For some people it happens in like, again, like very weird. For some people it happens after years and years and years and years of studying meditation and willful like practice. It happens it happens, you know, and the fact that I know it happens is what's crazy, because it was never hidden, you know.
Right.
And
It's not hidden.
it's not something that's exclusive to anyone. It's really just anyone could do it, or it's you got to be. I guess you got to accept it.
You have to be open to it and accepting that this is what can happen to anyone.
Yeah, and it's okay, and you can't be scared of it. And usually, that's the thing, right? We're usually holding on to stuff that really fucks us up.
Yeah. And it's crazy. You learn this from like the starting piece was an anime episode, and it's crazy how much anime have all this mysticism and all these ancient info.
God, yeah, they
and
know.
it's right in front of your face, and yet you don't realize it until much later.
And it's like they know. They absolutely know. They know. It's because I think Japanese culture is very close to. They're very close to their Zen Buddhist like roots, which goes back to India. And the Buddhist shit is powerful shit, especially the Zen element. I think the Zen is a very efficient program in the family of Buddhist tradition. Like Zen is just very applicable to anyone. Anyone could find it. Anyone could apply Zen, and I think it's very accessible. I like it. I personally, it's like my style of like getting through shit. You know, it's like if whether I'm like trying to win a sword tournament or whether I'm trying to like record a song set without fucking up. I apply the rules of Zen. I just forget the me, forget the I, and just become one with the process.
Right. Be a part of what your soul is.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because I've always thought about this thing. It's like, how do you get to this state? How do you get to this consciousness? And it's like, okay, you can take care of your physical body, right? Right. You can take care of your mental health, right?
Yes.
Right. What do you do for your soul?
Surrender. It's faith. That's the faith. That's the faith part where
and
it's
that's
like
what so many people refuse to do, whether or not they know, or like even when you do know, people don't do it.
I had to be scared by aliens into doing it. I had to get so scared where it's like I have absolutely no control over any of this shit, and there's some dark shit. There's some serious evil out there, and there's nothing I can do. What the fuck do I do? What the fuck do I? Fuck it. I surrender. I surrender to a higher power. There's got to be good force, and that's when I just felt completely at ease. And that's that moment where it's like I give up. I give up. I surrender. I let go. It's about letting go. The only thing stopping you from like reaching a quote unquote higher consciousness is letting go. And I think that's the dark part. The sinister part is like being a part of a standard of living, of a system of living, of a system of culture, of raw dense materialism, just like being taught to value like shit that's so temporal. Oh, you need a big house, you need a nice car, you need nice clothes, you need a nice body. Like, I mean, it's good to have a healthy body, but it's nothing. But it's like it's that alone is getting distorted and twisted to the point where it's like appreciating your body is mutilating it and doing fucked up shit to it to fit your.
Yeah, I've never subscribed to that bullshit.
But that's what I'm saying. How like sinister it all is. Like how like they're twisting the purest values of self-love. Like care about your mind, care about your body, and it's like there's so many cultural things just like blatantly twisting that and perverting it and making it fucked up by making us fucked up. The only reason why that's getting fucked up is because they're fucking us up. They're making us question our identities. They're making us question our gender expression, because we wouldn't question our gender expression if our reality wasn't so fucked up as it was. If boys weren't fucked up and like bullied for not being boys or being boys or whatever, and if girls weren't getting like sexually molested and shit, like this, because the culture and the surrounding is so fucked up that it's making people fucked up, where no wonder they're like, I don't want to be my gender, I don't want to be me, I don't want to be my body, I will do whatever it takes for me to not feel this way anymore. It's because a lot of it is because of this like engineered fucked up culture. And I think like nowadays finding spirituality is simple but hard. Like simple isn't easy. Just because it's simple as like letting go doesn't mean it's easy to let go, because so much rapid fire trauma in such great volume happens to us at all times from all directions. It's particularly psychic in nature. It's to the point where it's like so much of our development is enshrouded in that trauma, where it's like we feel, it's almost like if we exercise ourselves from that trauma, we exercise pieces of ourselves.
Yeah, definitely. Because you think that you're attached to that trauma.
Because it's true in a way. It's like there's a lot of argument to be said about like, who am I if I'm not my painful experiences? That's a part of it, yes, but it shouldn't be all of it.
It's not the whole at all.
But it's becoming that way because there's so much engineered trauma that's being thrown at us and, being forced on us, where it's becoming that much harder to separate from it. But nonetheless, like, the process stays the same. Just because it's harder doesn't mean it's any less necessary. So you still have to do it. Like, you still have to, like, get past that and get past, like, the extra layers of like psychological conditioning, and you guys just gotta crack through all of it. And really, what it boils, sometimes it just comes down to acting as rationally irrational as possible.
I like that.
A great example.
Irrational.
Yeah, a great example of that is like all sorts of things. Like, like my friend is really into skateboarding, like super into skateboarding. And I told him, I was describing the concept of the higher self. I was like, yeah, when you're about to do like some stupid fucking trick down like a whole 10 set of stairs, you're like, before you do it, your brain, your mind, your thoughts, your ego is saying, don't do this. Don't do this. This is dumb. Don't fucking do this. There's no good reason to do this. You'll get hurt. It's only when you shut that off, like you turn that little cricket off, can you even consider doing it? And that is when you are your higher self. When you're able to just like, when you hear those voices saying like, don't do it, what the fuck are you doing, what the fuck am I doing, why am I doing this, I don't need to do this, come on Chris, you shouldn't do this, and you just say click, turn it off, and suddenly you're just like dead in the eyes, and you're just like dead set on your fucking goal, and you just go for it. That is your higher self. That is that is when you're tapping into your best self. And you see that in everything. Like when I was like in that sword tournament, I had to click that voice out. There's so many insecurities like just floating around. But the only way I could ever do it is when you just turn it off, Or like when a soldier is in the battlefield, like there's so many voices in his head saying like, oh my God, you're gonna die. But you can't do your job until you learn how to shut that off.
Wow. That's really powerful. Being able to recognize that and then doing it, that's powerful.
But you see it every day. And it's like, that's what competence really is. It's people who could like turn their ego off and like just become one with what they're doing, which is why in certain cultures you see society just filled with more efficient people. It's because they're good at that. They know how to turn off that voice. They know how to just like click off the cricket, so to speak. I mean, there's plenty of people in like Western culture who can do that, but they're seen as extra exceptional because Western culture in particular somehow just beats that out of you. Just like makes you so insecure, makes you so attached to your ego, so like aligned with that like incessant bug in your head that just like speaks nothing but nonsense. That's what really holds us back.
Yeah. And
maybe it's by design,
I was just gonna say that. It's like, if you don't have X, you're worthless. If you don't have Y, you have no reason to live. And it's like, this could be anything. And it's like beaten down into us throughout society, throughout an early age, through media. It's like, if you don't have this, you're worthless. You don't have that, you're worthless. And it doesn't even matter what it is. But it's like the fact that there is a classification, those who have and those who don't, that already sets you up for failure.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy.
Exactly. It automatically puts you in a mentality of lacking and want, and not having. And that's already going to just attract more things generating lack, not having. I mean, because like, it's also, you see it in like everything. Like people who it's what you care about. It's what, honestly, that's the secret ingredient. I always say it takes love, which is care. Whatever you care about is what you love, is what you're going to manifest. And what you care and what you love is what you place your attention on. For example, you see people who constantly want to fight the power, who want to fight injustice, whatever. What they're saying, what they're broadcasting to the universe is, I want to fight. I care about a fight. And guess what the universe will give them? It'll give them fucking fights. Everywhere they go, they'll see fights. Now, if a person says, I just want someone to love, I just want to love someone, I just want to have someone in my life that I can love and care about earnestly, sincerely, guess what the universe is going to give them? It's going to give them people to love, and it's going to give them people to care about. All they have to do is just open their fucking eyes, like, oh, hey mom, dad, what's up? Like it's going to happen. Like the universe literally gives you what you most care about. So the question is, can you control, direct that care? Can you think of it like a laser beam? Your care is a laser beam towards your future reality. Can you direct your care? Can you direct your care to the sword tournament and getting first place? Can you direct your care to making that song right now? That's what focus is. Focus is the intentional direction of care. And whatever you care about, whatever desired outcome you care about, that's what's going to come.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's funny you mentioned that. I had a friend who, for some reason, he wanted to become a nurse. And he's always complained about the thing that was stopping him was not being able to pass his test. Like
that's all he was thinking about. I'm gonna fail this test. I'm gonna fail this test.
And I'm just thinking to myself, if I ever really cared about something, I'd do everything in my utmost power to make sure that I pass this fucking test.
Yes.
And yet this person has failed the test at least 3 times.
Because they approach it already for failure. They already plan for failure.
Right.
If they plan for failure, then everything they do up till that point is going to be with failure in the back of their mind. What the points when they could be practicing their shit, they're already in a bit like, what's the point? Like, I'm going to fail.
And it's crazy because I remember watching the NPC video, and it's like, I asked him, like, okay, when are you ever going to do anything for yourself? Why are you always so subservient to other people's around you? It's like, and the response that he gave me was like, oh, well, somebody's got to do it. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. Like, you're putting yourself in this position so that you're always like covering somebody else's ass, and you're not even covering your own ass. You're exposed because you don't have the initiative to do what you really want to do. And I'm like, I'm trying to get to this person, but they just don't want to see it. And it's like, I don't want to give up on him, but there's nothing more I can do besides show him what options there are, and he just like refuses to accept them.
Yeah. You know what that teaches you, though? It's like that same video told you, it's like, I mean, I'm not saying the purpose of their existence is this explicitly, but what they can do to serve you, honestly, at the end of the day, objectively, is they serve people like that serve to contrast. If you could recognize that in another person, what you're supposed to do is like enrich your own life and say, I'm not like that person, so I'm not going to live like that person. I don't have to live like that person. And then you just do that, and then you just like live the opposite way. And once you live the opposite way, then you could just throw it in their face. Like, I fucking told you so, you bitch. Like, you should have fucking listened to me. This could have been you, bro.
I did have that moment with this person.
Good. That's how it has to end. You got to be like, dude, I told you.
Yeah. I invited him to a studio because we needed a player to record over. And I said, you know, I know this person. Why don't we bring him in? And then he realized, oh, shit, I could have been doing this.
Yeah.
And, you know, he does realize this, but it's also he has to do something about it.
Exactly.
Which he hasn't done yet. Which I know he has it in him. He can do it. But unfortunately, he hasn't taken that first step.
The truth is, the more you elevate yourself, the more pressure that puts people around you, like him. You know, like the more you do for yourself, the more pressure that puts around everyone that knows you. It's because, it's like a double-edged sword. It's cool. It feels good. But at the same time, it feels bad for other people because all it does, the more you elevate, the more you ascend, the more you remind them of their own inability and their own like lack of will. And that's a harsh feeling, especially from people that you actually know personally.
Right, yeah.
It's one thing if it's someone like you don't even know and it's just some person far off, but if it's someone in your actual life, you feel it. You're like, fuck. You know, it's like, why? And you get all sorts of stupid thoughts because you haven't reached that level of mastery, and you're like, why not me? Why them? Why not me? You know? And it's like, but like, that's why a part of personal ascension really is like cutting people off. Like, life is sometimes like an elevator. Like, to get to the top, you got to drop a bunch of people off. You know, like.
I've never heard of that term. That's actually a good one.
Yeah, but it's true. I mean.
You know what? I don't remember where I heard this before, but it's ideas. To like go on that elevator thing, it's ideas. You borrow ideas. You can't steal ideas. I mean, in the literal sense you can, but in the metaphysical version, you're borrowing ideas and there's steps on a stairs. When I see somebody doing something, right, I'm taking from them, and that's creating a step for me. And then I jump to that step, and then I'm going to require another step. I'm going to keep elevating myself.
Yeah.
How? Through ideas.
Yeah.
I see an idea that you have, I apply it to myself, I progress. I see an idea that another person has, I apply it to myself, and I keep on progressing.
Okay, so interesting that you bring up like the nature of ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who Rick Rubin is?
The music,
The
the producer
producer.
slash engineer. Yeah, I'm
He's
aware.
world famous. He's a spiritually awakened dude. as
I
fuck.
can tell by the size of his beard.
Okay, so one thing he says about ideas, which I'm pretty sure I've heard like Alan Watts say this, I've heard Chinese philosophy that says the same shit. But so the truth is, nobody really originates an idea. Ideas are never really created by people. Like ideas are never fully coming from me, even whether it's music, whether it's for things I say, whether it's for my projects, whether it's for anything I do. The truth is, we don't create ideas. Ideas are like fish. They're swimming all around us. We are literally
Right.
surrounded by ideas. Now, the only way to do something, it's like also you could describe it as a seed. Now, the only way for that idea to grow into something and for it to become something, you have to first accept the idea. You have to catch it. You have to like it's like being a fisherman. Like you have to
Yeah.
reel in an idea. You have to put the line out. You have to get the tug. You have to reel it in and catch it. And it's another way to look at it is like, it's like our minds are like cups ready to receive ideas. And for us to receive an idea is to pour tea in it. Now, we're unable to receive more tea or more ideas if the cup's already full.
Right.
So a lot of times, like, what really blocks us from receiving new ideas are old ideas. So sometimes the only way to gain new ideas is to let go of old ones. So that's another thing. But yeah, it's what you said. Like it's exactly what you say. Like none of us really originate ideas. Ideas are all around us. It's just up to us to accept them, to be open-minded enough to accept ideas.
Right.
And that's why it's so important to be open-minded to learn new things, because if you're not, you're never going to learn anything. Because it's like you can't learn it. You can't pour cup in your tea if your cup is already you can't pour tea in your cup if your cup is already full.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. And I feel like there's just so many people that can't even understand or begin to understand this concept. And it's so mind-blowing once like you finally figured it out, or at least you understand to some degree what's actually happening.
I think the truth is we all know this shit. Because like, you ask any, like if anybody had a fucked up life and came up to me and asked me, it's like, how do I fix my life? And I'll be like, well, do you get enough sleep? Do you eat enough? Do you eat do you eat like a full meal a day at least? Do you live in do you clean your apartment? Do you get exercise? It's like, we know that they'll just roll their eyes and it's like, I know all that already. Well, if you knew it, see, the truth is we know the shit. We know that's what it is. That's the Akashic Records. That's a grand godly wisdom, divine wisdom that we all have. We just don't fucking listen to it. That's it. That's the only problem. We all know the crazy wisdom and the crazy answers. The question is, do you have the strength and the will to live by it?
Right.
And
a lot
like
of the times is probably not at the moment.
But we could try, and I think just
definitely they don't even try.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's because to try you need to care, and to care you need that's what it is. That's why you need to know love. To really care is to love, and the only way to care is to know love, and the only way to know love is to take a chance on it. Is to have faith. Is to believe. Is to just say, you know what, I'll try this out at risk of making myself vulnerable and getting hurt or whatever. I will try caring. I will try giving a shit to open myself up to this. And even if you do get hurt from like choosing to care about something, the more it happens, like time and time again, it's like, oh, I get hurt every time I choose to give a shit. I get hurt. Like the moment, like the more you get used to it and you choose just to accept it, the better you get at it, and like the stronger you become. Ultimately, you're like, you become immune to the pain you receive from giving a shit, and that's how you become more and more, I guess, holy, so to speak. But like I don't know. I also think people, I get kind of like peeved when people like look at it, and they expect a spiritually awakened person to be nice, to be like to be altruistic all the time, to be gentle. I'm like, fuck you, man. Like,
That's
nah.
not reality.
Yeah, all it means is I just choose. All it means is I choose to feel exactly what I mean to feel exactly when I want to. That's all it means. That's why I think it's dangerous for everyone to be. And that's why I think they're so afraid of it. That's why I think the sovereign power, like the greatest, highest ruling elite, are so afraid and so willing to suppress spiritual awakenings and raising consciousness, because imagine how uncontrollable people would be. Imagine if nobody gave a shit about what anyone fucking said on Facebook. Imagine if nobody gave a shit about buying shit from like Nike and Adidas and Balenciaga. Like, imagine if nobody gave a shit and just wanted to be one with nature and be with people they like and commune with their soul. Imagine if the world would fall apart, right?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I think there's something damaging about living in a place without any access to nature.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about like New York City. For the most part, we live on streets and roads and houses that are,
Man.
But once you remove yourself out of this situation and you go someplace where you're surrounded in nature, it's revitalizing.
Yeah.
It's like a different type of healing. And sometimes people do it and they don't know. Some others, they do know. They feel the difference right away.
Yeah, like Native Americans were very in tune with this shit.
They were definitely in tune with their surroundings. And it made them feel so much better than, I don't know, if you were to place them in right now in some stupid city.
When those cultures refer to spirits in nature, what they're really talking about are like certain frequencies. Every element of nature has its own vibration, has its own frequency of vibration, its own state of matter, so to speak. Water has its own frequency. Air has its own frequency. Fire has its own frequency. Earth has. Honestly, if you ask me what the greatest teachers on earth are, it's no person, it's no schools, it's no institutions. The greatest teachers, the original teachers of man, is nature.
Right.
You look at the animals. They teach us how to hunt. They teach us how to forage. You look at the elements. They teach us how to be in the face of storms, in the face of adversity, in the face of change, in the face of time. Nature is our ultimate teacher. That's why it's so healing, because you're cutting out the middlemen. You're cutting out the churches, the schools, the institutions, the ideologies, the philosophies, all that bullshit. You're cutting all of that out, and you're learning from the direct source of being, of our reality, of our planet, of our universe, nature. You learn from nature. Look to the stars, look to the sun, look to the moon. Nature, our environment, is ultimately going to be our greatest teacher, our ultimate teacher. We're always learning from nature. We just forget that because there's so many, layers, bullshit standing in the way. But ultimately, we're all taught by nature.
Yep. Taught to live, breathe.
Yep.
Eat, survive, sleep even. It's all, that's our environment. And I think if a lot more people got access to that, which is, I know, not always like the easiest thing to do, but if you were able to just experience that once, it'd be so beneficial to your life.
Yeah, it's necessary for the holistic experience of life, for sure. Yeah, you should move to Staten Island. I think Staten Island. I think out of everywhere in Staten Island, New York City, Staten Island is the place with the most nature shit. I live next to a goddamn lake. Like, not to dox myself, but it's a nice lake. Okay.
Sorry, my my parents used to live in down in the south, and they had one lake, and that lake had like its own ecosystem. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, there was fish in it. They had frogs.
A biome.
Exactly. They had like their own biome there. They had dragonflies, and it was crazy. And that was just like my first time seeing it. And then I saw some guy on YouTube. He created this biome by himself. He made an artificial pond, and he he documented it for like, I don't know, 60 days. And it was crazy. All types of life forms came to that lake. Birds laid and nested eggs there. Spiders made home there on the webbings of like the brush and shit. Fish started to exist, frogs. And even though they were like down in the south and they had mosquitoes and shit, the natural predators of mosquitoes showed up and took care of it. Like on the surface of the water, it like ate all the eggs of the mosquitoes and shit. So it wasn't even. Nature solved its own problem.
Yeah.
It took care of itself on its own, but unfortunately, so I don't know, like some invasive species just came over and like started stealing the eggs. So
It all fell apart.
Yeah.
It's very adaptable and very robust, but at the same time, it's very fragile. So anyway, you want to hear something funny?
What's that?
You know goldfish?
Yeah.
Goldfish are apparently so invasive, so adaptive, and so robust as a species of fish. If you release like a couple goldfish, like a few goldfish in a pond,
Yeah.
just any pond or lake, within like weeks or so, they will get like ginormous and they will multiply so fast and destroy everything.
Holy shit.
Yeah, you should see some of these, how big some of these motherfucking goldfish are.
I've never seen a big goldfish. I've always seen like, you know, the little tiny pipsqueaks.
No, one goldfish within its own lifetime, it'll grow giant.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And that's why you should never, ever, ever.
Don't support the goldfish.
No,
Got
never
it.
release goldfish into the wild.
Oh, okay. Let me see. Holy shit!
It's no joke, dude.
What the fuck? That's
Yeah.
not a goldfish. That's a fucking diamond fish. What the fuck?
Yeah, bro. They go crazy.
That's insane. I've never seen a fucking those little pipsqueaks grow that big. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, you know what else does stuff like that? Like pigs.
Pigs. Really?
So if you took like a domesticated farmed pig or something like just pure pink, and just let it out into the wild, within like not much time at all, like it'll start growing fur and tusks.
Really?
It wouldn't do that if it was still in captivity. Yeah.
So it turns into boars.
Yes. Boars are just wild pigs.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. What the fuck?
Yeah. And within 2 generations, it will be completely feral.
Jesus Christ.
Yep. So pigs are that adaptive and that smart. That's why I feel so bad eating. I love pork, but they're apparently like they could be as smart as a human 3-year-old.
That's insane. What the fuck?
Yeah.
See, that's a good point. I think at some point in our existence of being human beings, we will stop eating meat.
Yeah, we have to.
Because of one thing. We will learn how to communicate with these animals in some capacity where you're not going to kill them to eat meat. It's not going to happen now, maybe not in 50 years, but maybe beyond that, human beings might be able to get that capacity where they don't want to eat meat because they're killing a being that's smart and intelligent.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's fucked up.
Yeah. And it's you're right. I totally agree with you. And I think this goes back to the idea of being a spiritual being. This is why a lot of spiritual beings end up like radically altering their diet. I didn't know that's why I was doing it. I'm still not sure that's why I did it, because my diet did radically alter. I think it was like last year, the start of last year. I just started eating only like once a day.
Yeah.
And it was crazy because, like, you know, I thought it was crazy. Like, what am I doing? But I don't know. I just felt like I just wanted to lose my gut, you know, because I have COVID and shit. So I just wanted to get more fit. And also the sword tournament made me like really work out a lot because I want to be stronger, the strongest. It's like, you know, like you said, taking the test. I wanted to do everything I humanly possibly could, so I would have no regrets even if I lost.
Right.
So I did all of that, and then, like, again, this goes back to what I was saying. Basically, I was building up my body, and at the same time, I was working remotely, which did wonders for my mind. So I was able to cultivate, like, my mental state. And then, like, just all it took was the last domino to fall, which was an existential crisis from fucking alien conspiracies. But yeah, that did it. That was the final puzzle, and I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna trust life, and boom, I was like, existence changed. Crazy.
That's funny you mentioned the eating once a day thing, because that's what I'm doing now.
Yo, it's great.
Yeah, it's like I don't have to worry about cooking multiple times a day. I just make sure that I get enough protein when I make the meal, and that's it, and cut out all the other bullshit.
You could also just like give yourself a time frame and eat a shit. That's what I sometimes I do that. I'll eat a shit ton when I'll eat once a day, as in like I just get it all in one big meal. You know, like. Because I could only eat so much in one sitting, first of all, you know? So I could eat as much as I want, and chances are I don't even want to eat that much. I just eat as much as I feel like it, you know? And which is not that much. And if I do that once a day, and it's whatever. But before it was harder. It's like I would have like a 6-hour window to eat. And I would just like eat a meal, and if I was hungry, then I would snack. And then once it was like midnight, then I would just stop. I would say, all right, I'm done. So I would just do that, and eventually just turn into one meal. And also, it's like the protein it helps, because the protein, if you eat a protein dense meal, you feel full.
Yeah, it's satiety. Yeah. Protein helps a lot about that, which I don't really hear that many other people talk about, the satiety level of protein. Yeah. Because if you eat a bunch of carbs, a bunch of fat, you still feel
it gets processed and stored faster.
Yeah, like you don't feel like you ate enough.
Yeah. But if you eat protein, it's a denser,
that helps a lot right there. Just like stopping like crave eating. I was like, oh my god, I'm so hungry right now. Let me eat something. And I know if you eat a protein dense meal before this point, you wouldn't even feel that.
Your stomach takes time to chew on it. You know?
Yeah. That's why I support these like one meal a day, high dense protein meals, because you don't have to worry about eating. That's it.
Yeah.
And whether like under other circumstances you'd feel hungry all the time, I don't feel hungry that much anymore. No. I'll tell you, once a day I'll feel hungry, like around 2 to 4 p.m. All I do is cook, eat, and that's it. I don't have to worry about that shit.
Yeah.
If only other people did that, you know.
It's you know what, I think that's a conspiracy in itself. I do think
really?
the food industrial complex is so fucked up. It's so predatory, because I think the whole industry is propped up on producing excess food. And if they do not sell that excess food, it's all wasted profit. And what happens, like, how do they sell that, like, how do they sell all that excess food? They convince people to fucking eat. They have to normalize eating massive amounts every day. That's the only way they could do this.
You want something for a conspiracy theory?
What?
Think about orange juice in a carton, right?
Yeah.
Tropicana. You know what it tastes like, right?
Yeah.
Now think of a freshly squeezed orange. Actual orange juice from a freshly squeezed orange.
Yeah.
Why is there such a difference, even in texture and taste? I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I remember some reporter going to Tropicana factories where they got all those orange juice and vats and shit. He was denied access in fear of people finding out what it is that they're actually doing. So when you're buying those cartons of Tropicana juice, that's month-old orange juice that they put several sweeteners in it, and then they package it to us, because when you squeeze out the orange juice, it loses its flavor. So what they're doing is that they engineered like its own like sweetener so that it can give you back the taste of orange in your orange juice. That orange juice that says Packley Fresh from Florida, that's bullshit. That's been sitting in a vat for 6 months and repackaged to sold it to you because they don't want to lose profits on selling nasty old month-old orange juice. Crazy.
The only thing I drink is fucking almond milk and water. Like, that's literally all I drink. Mm-hmm. And and a fuckload of booze. What am I saying?
Yeah, we got some.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
Here,
and a fuck ton of booze. Yeah, I drink a lot of alcohol. But other than that, most of my go-to drinks are the electrolyte drinks, fucking water, and fucking almond milk. Although I'm thinking about switching back to whole milk. I just feel bad for the cows.
You think they mind when they're getting milked out for their
I think all cows raised in like factory farming settings are just zonked out mentally. Like they're fucked up.
Can you imagine like somebody's tugging on your nipple for some milk, bro?
It's like being born in a fucking in a concentration camp for the sole purpose of like getting fucked, pumping out a baby, and then getting pumped for your milk, and that's like literally all you've known your whole life.
Right.
And like I don't know, like who's to say they even know what they're even missing? But I just think you're right. It's what you said before. It was right. Like eventually we got to stop that shit. Like,
eventually, human beings will learn to communicate with these animals that they're, in a way, torturing. I don't know what an animal feels when it's getting his fucking nipple tugged on, and coming milk out of it. But at some point, we're going to stop and realize that these beings have life, have intelligence, and they shouldn't be treated this way.
Yeah.
But from that time and now, it's going to be a while before human beings as a whole gains that sort of consciousness. It's going to take a while.
You know what? I should start praying before my meals and like start like appreciating the animals that I'm consuming more. I could do that much at least, like because I think it's not okay. Like you're right. It's not. They're live creatures, but at the same time, I do think like I properly use the nutrients given to me by the one steak a week. Like I do have like a steak every week. I call it my medicinal steak because I think in America red beef is like the most like nutrient diverse fucking food you could get your hands on. Like so I think like at least one steak a week will do a person right,
Yeah, I believe that.
And for other meals, it's ground beef and chicken. Well,
yeah, I've been eating a lot of chicken these days.
I've recently switched. So I put my whole meal plan out, and Colin Nelson was like, yeah, thigh meat tastes better than breast. So I switched to thigh meat, and he was right. Thigh meat is...
Well, let me get a counterpoint. And I think a lot of people don't really know how to cook breast. And I say this because I also went through this. There's so many layers to making a good chicken breast. And it's like, it's something so simplistic, like cutting it thin. Because you know what this does? It reduces the surface temperature. Well, not really reduced, but it more like it smooths out. So more of the surface is actually touching the pan. Okay. And when you do this, you actually cook the chicken breast evenly. Because when you don't cook the chicken breast evenly, what will happen is, like, let's say the tip of the chicken breast is at 170 degrees Fahrenheit, and then the middle will be 120, which means it's undercooked. So now you have to overcook the outside tips of the chicken breast just to get an even distribution of heat in the middle. Otherwise, you'd be eating raw chicken. So right off the bat, there's that. People are just not slicing the chicken breast right.
Okay.
And then the second part is use the fond. You know what the fond is? When you cook on a skillet or whatever in a pan, there's this caramelization and browning that happens on the chicken breast. Sometimes that sticks to the pan, and you can use that. That's flavor. Whenever there's browning, there's flavor. So what you can do is that you can throw some onions, some chicken stock, and you can like softly scrape the pan and get that fond and make a pan sauce out of it.
I do it with bacon grease.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You can use that, put a little butter in it, boom. Now you have a delicious, moist chicken breast. And here's the third part. You have to cook it to 50 degrees, not 165. The reason why people say, or I'm sorry, not people, the FDA, whatever the fuck it is for food, Department of Health or whatever, agriculture, they said that you should cook a chicken breast to 165. Why? Because it kills all the bacteria that causes salmonella or whatever the fuck. That degree is the degree where it instantly kills all those bacteria. Well, what happens if you cook it at 150 or 155? Well, it just takes 40 seconds to kill the bacteria.
Yeah.
Well, when you do this, now you get super moist, delicious chicken, at 150 instead of getting, overcooked chicken that's dry and not so, appetizing at 165 plus.
Yeah.
So you can kill the bacteria and have a moist chicken at the same time. It's just that, okay, let's say you cooked it to 150, leave it on the stove for 40 seconds. That's it. Turn off the fire. Now you have moist chicken breasts that's delicious and edible and safe without overcooking and getting that, that stringy texture that people get
From
once
thick-ass breast.
Yeah, from thick-ass breasts. It's like those 3 simple things. Make sure you cut it thin. Make sure you make a pan sauce, and make sure that you cook it to 150 degrees. And there you go.
Yeah.
Perfect chicken breast.
You know what? For chicken breast, what I do is instead of cutting it thin, I have that little kitchen mallet thingy, the hammer, and I put in a Ziploc bag and I tenderize it.
Yes.
To kind of like flatten it out a bit.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
So what I do is I take crack an egg, whisk it with a tiny bit of milk, and then I have the breading, and then I make a cutlet.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Because it's simple for me. I just make cutlets because it's the fastest thing. And then I cut. Did you ever have that the pasta that I made?
Yeah, I remember the pasta you made with the
I
chickpea pasta.
Yeah, so now I like use the hammer to tenderize the chicken before I make cutlet out of it.
That's smart because you're smoothing out the surface. Now you're not gonna get an uneven cooking process. Everything is cooked at the same temperature from corner to corner. You don't have to worry about the fucking middle is undercooked or whatever.
Yeah, I learned that trick from my aunt. Like just in the Ziploc bag, tap it. Don't smash it. You just tap it. Tap.
Just
tap,
make
tap.
it flat.
Yeah, tap. It's like Play-Doh almost, but not really. So once it's flattened out, then you bread it, and once you bread it, it's ready to be cutletized.
Yeah. Do you fuck with marinades? I feel like I've been making a lot of chicken marinades these days.
Marinades.
Yeah. That's a game changer too, because here's the thing. Let's say the marinade juice is in the Ziploc bag. What I'll do is I'll take some of it and I'll put it on the pan after I cook the chicken. I scrape the fond off to create this like delicious caramelized sauce after I made the chicken, using the chicken's own browning that's on the pan. It's crazy.
I like marinating pork.
Marinating pork?
Yeah.
How do you marinate your pork? Let me hear it.
I'll marinate it in. I'll put in like some soy sauce, some Korean red chili paste, and the red chili powder. I'll put in some sesame oil. I'll put in a little bit of sugar, some salt, rice wine vinegar, and what else am I missing in there?
Any gochujang?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. The red chili.
I was about to ask.
So I marinate it in that, and like let it sit in that concoction, and then I fry it up. Oh man, did you ever have the spicy pork? We went to we had it at restaurants, right?
I think I have. Yeah, I remember vaguely when we were with our friend Jess. It was just the 3 of us, me, you, and Jess, and we wanted to go get Korean food.
The spicy pork is fucking slamming.
My God. Yeah.
I know how to make it. I make it pretty damn good.
Damn. You got to try that one day.
Yeah, just have some soju right here on this table.
You know what's crazy? I saw a video of like a Korean family, and they were trying out Mexican food for the first time. And the dad's instinct, he was like, hold up, I need some liquor for this shit. It's like, when you're eating this food, it just hits better when you're drinking liquor for some reason.
Korean food's like that too, right?
Yeah, because like that's why they have so much soju available. Like when you're eating, it's like, fuck yeah, give me some soju, I'll drink this shit, eat this Korean food.
I think most foreigners don't think that when they go to Korean barbecue. They just think, of the novelty of Korean barbecue. I think it takes the Korean mind. It's like once you're in Korean barbecue, it's like, all right, bring the soju. It's like let's get it. Let's get it.
Okay, because I remember I was out with my friend, and he's black, but he knows how to speak Korean.
Yeah.
So every time when we go out to restaurants, he would always find a Korean restaurant, and he would always speak to the waitress in Korean. Yeah. For some reason, this just increased the quality of service, because they know, hey man, this guy knows about my culture, this guy knows my language, I fuck with him, Let me give him what he needs. And every time we do it, it's just the amazing experience. And like I remember, I think it must have been the waitress. Like, oh yeah, once you wrap the beef, you put the rice, you put the sauce, you wrap it around in lettuce.
Yeah.
You take it, and then you take a shot of soju. That's
Yeah.
what she told us. Like, this is how we eat. This is how we enjoy our Korean barbecue back
Yeah.
at home.
Well, yeah, I did that with you too, I think.
Yeah, you did. But before I met you, that's who I learned that about. It's like, that's why the Koreans do this shit. Because they know that's even the Mexicans do. When they're fucking drinking and eating their tacos, I'm telling you, they have like a fucking tequila bottle nearby.
So wait, what do you put in your thing? You just put in the meat, you put in what else?
What, for...
The wrappies.
Oh, yeah. So it's basically you put in a wrap of lettuce, you put the Korean barbecue, which is like spicy pork.
Yeah.
You put the rice, you put the other, I don't know, veggies like radishes and shit, and then you put the little sauce, which is usually gochujang.
Yeah.
And then you take it,
doenjang, yeah.
you take it as a bite, and then you take, a sip of soju.
All right, so I used to use the rice, so it was one of my favorites. But then my dad taught me.
Oh.
He's like, listen, if you're drinking, don't eat the rice with the meat. I'm like, what? He's like, trust me, son. Don't eat the rice with the meat. I'm like, okay. So I just ate just the meat, and he was right. I was able to go all night. I was like, okay, that's
your
why.
dad's onto something. Well, okay, explain that to me. Why?
I think the philosophy is this: if you're eating meat or eating carbs, don't mix it. If you're eating carbs, stick with the carbs. If you're eating meat, stick with the meat. Mm-hmm. Just don't mix it. I think the crossover is what fucks people up, honestly. Because I think it's like the way your body digests shit. I think it just puts it out of whack when it receives both at once. I think it's like if you're eating meat, just stick with meat and vegetables. If you're eating carbs, stick with carbs and vegetables. And dairy or whatever, like cream cheese or something.
I think there's a reason to it. Now, I'm not a fucking nutritionist.
Yeah, I'm not a nutritionist.
I think it might be the way how calories are burned. Whereas rice, carbs, is a fast-acting carb and is broken down into glucose or glucagon, whatever the fuck it is, really easily. Whereas protein, it takes more time to fully break down and digest. I think that has to do with it.
I also think carbs expand with liquid. Don't they? Like when you chew up the shit and you swallow it and then you drink water or booze, it just like it soaks it up and it expands.
I'm not sure about that, but then again, like I said, I'm not a nutritionist or anything. I've never heard of that before.
Also, alcohol itself is like drinking liquid calories.
Yeah, it is. It's even more calorie dense and like fat.
Well, that's why I drink White Claw, baby. It's 100 calories a can. I always say it's a superfood. White Claw is a fucking superfood.
It really is. Holy shit.
Yeah.
20 sodium, 20 carbs, 2 sugars, 0 protein. Yeah.
Yep, people knock me for drinking White Claw. I'm like, dude, it's the best. This is like the bleeding edge of getting fucked up. Like, this is the cleanest way to get fucked up off booze. I totally support White Claw.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I enjoy my German beers. They're just they taste good.
I could drink a fucking beer for sure any day.
German beers is like these motherfuckers probably drink this shit like water over there.
You know what? I'll say this: like, I could never appreciate like eating decent. I'm not saying I eat healthy.
Yeah,
I could clearly eat healthier, but I think I eat decent compared to how I used to eat without even giving a shit.
Right.
And like, it's like I couldn't appreciate the difference if I didn't do that first. Mm-hmm. Now that I don't do that, like I'm like. It's an insane. It's a different life. You think differently. You feel differently. You know, it changes your entire reality pretty much because like how you perceive life is everything. So, it's just first of all, what I really noticed is like instead of just like eating too much or eating too much shitty shit, I would notice that like when I'm like that, I would lose track of my days. Like I would only be able to live like mentally like 1 or 2 days at a time. Like all I could think about at most like what I'm doing like a week later. Maybe a really big event I'll plan like a month, like months at a time if it's really big and I'll remember it. But you know, generally speaking, like I was only living like a day or two at a time. But like once I was able to like eat better and think better with more like clarity, I was able to like plan out days, you know, like a lot better, which really feels good, and it gives me a lot more leeway to do fucking stupid shit to my other stupid shit to my body, you know, like. But yeah, just eating better gave me more more clarity, and I guess like on borderline clairvoyance, you know, to be able to like plan your days out and to stick to your plan every day and to remember to check your plan and to remember you had a plan. You know, like it changes your life. You're like, fuck.
You know what you just said accurately describes what people experience when they go through a fast.
Yeah.
And they allow their bodies to be completely flushed of all the glucose that they have, so that the brain actually starts getting more efficient energy-wise.
Yes.
With ketones, which, you know, that's where the diet of keto comes from, is because your body, instead of using all the glucose that's in there, all the sugars and carbs, is using all the stored fat that's in your body. From what I've seen, like in the studies, your body actually prefers to use ketones over glucose. But, you know, as we live in, you know, American society, we have grains all over our face. There's bread, cereal, rice, pasta everywhere. And it's hard to, like, you know, adapt and keep it at bay when everything you see has sugar in it. In fact, it's even worse. It's more calculated. It's called, somebody did like a research, and they found that 80% of products in a supermarket have sugar. Why? Because sugar creates an emotional response when you eat something. So this is a way of manipulation.
Yes.
What do they call it? They call it the bliss point. They call it, how much sugar can I put in a product before it's too sugary? Why do they do that? For manipulation. How emotional?
Yes.
Because let's say
psychological.
You eat, let's see, Twinkies, right? You're going to remember how good that sugar made you feel. What is that going to make you do? Buy it again. Because you like feeling good.
Just like chocolate.
Exactly. You keep buying it again. It's emotional manipulation.
It's a drug.
It is a drug. And it's dangerous to our bodies. That's why they distinguish liver disease is alcoholic versus non-alcoholic. And the non-alcoholic one is usually caused by too much sugar. Yeah. What sugar does to your body and to your liver is the same thing that does alcohol to it. It stresses your liver out. So that's why the people who gain fatty liver is either through alcohol abuse or through sugar abuse.
Like eating like fucking milk duds and gummy bears every day.
Like, bro, your human body can't take that shit.
Yes, you're right.
Your liver gets stressed out. It doesn't know what to do with it. So all that shit that it's processing gets accumulated around the liver. That's how you get fatty liver. It's all that fat that's really hard to get rid of, by the way, because that's the last thing to go. Visceral fat. Yeah. That's that. The gut, yeah. All that fat that's attached to the organs. Yeah, your body's
not gonna shit. You gotta go through the most drastic shit to get rid of that final layer. It's the last fat that your body likes to burn.
Yeah, because it's attached to the organs. It's like looking through our muscles everywhere. Where is there any fat on the stomach area, on the thighs, arms? But the organs is the last to go. Yep. That's the difficult part. So you can't be abusing that shit.
No. Yeah, so it's actually funny how like even like in traditional spiritual practices or religious practices, fasting is like such a huge part of it. Mm-hmm. Like in the Jewish religion, in the Christian Catholic religion, and Muslim religion, like fasting is important, because I feel like what those religions are doing, especially the Abrahamic religions, like like yes, there's the proverbs and the stories and the mythologies, but like the practices, the religious practices that they tell you to do, that's a blueprint basically for self-actualization. Yeah, like the fasting is a part of it, the abstaining from alcohol, the imbibing of the body of Christ and all that shit. You know, you need your body still needs carbs and all. Yep. So it needs fiber. it's basically your body needs body. You got to eat body to get body, which is like the body of vegetables, the body of plants, the body of bread. You need fiber. So it's really giving you a blueprint of how to like actualize into the Ubermensch, right? Even like living by the Bible standards, like don't fucking, or more specifically the Quran, like don't fucking drink alcohol, don't smoke cigarettes, don't do this shit, don't do this shit to yourself, and you will get closer to God, which is totally right. Like it's totally true. Do you not become more godlike when you abstain from shit that harms you? Like,
right.
You know?
Why would a god do that?
Why think about it? Why do monks not drink alcohol? Why do monks not smoke? Why do ascetic monks, like why do they not eat like Twizzlers? Like, you know, like
why do they sleep close to the ground?
There you go.
That's another one. I there's this guy that I saw on YouTube.
I love that. I miss that. Ever since I got that thing, I don't. But
it makes sense, and I figured out why. He said he sleeps on the ground for several reasons. Because when you sleep on an elevated surface, and I'm not talking about like, you know, just like really, you know, there's some really expensive beds that are really high, almost like
a bunk bed,
king-like.
Yeah.
And it's like, why do they do this? To feel like there's some elevated status towards it. When as you're sleeping on like, you know, like a sheet on the floor, you're closer to the earth.
Yes.
You don't feel like you're above anybody else. You become humble. You become homely in a sense. Purified. And he said that he doesn't have anything distracting in the area that he sleeps in. Phones, TVs, computers, anything like that. A bedroom is only for sleeping.
Yep, that's also the principles of feng shui.
Really?
Yeah, feng shui decoration. You know, honestly, like it was sparse at first, but I decorated everything. Well, I arranged everything in this room like in using feng shui. Like they say, like, you know, like TV and work desk and all that stuff should be facing like the northern wall for austerity. So, you know, I consider that north. I arranged the sword rack that way because like I heard of an experiment of that using like a pyramid structure, and they placed like a razor blade underneath it, and they placed the pyramid on it, and apparently like it just became sharper on its own. And then when they did it in like a different across a different polarity, like where it was crossing the west and east instead of along like the north and south, like apparently it got duller or something.
Oh wow!
It's probably all spiritual woo hokey shit, but you never know, you know. So
hey, there's magnetism in those poles, so you know.
Yeah, but following these principles, you know, like I think it's been turning out really good. I still got plenty of space at the same time, like, you know, filling out a little better.
Yeah, I can definitely see that here.
Yeah.
You have your little corner over there for your productivity.
Yeah.
Oh, Mochi's sleeping on the printer. How cute.
Oh my god. He sleeps on the stupidest places.
He likes being everywhere. He's a world traveler.
Damn, I gotta take a picture of that later. Fuck. Yeah, fasting. It's good shit. Intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
So just honestly, I think like I think we should be eating just once a day. I don't think we need to be fucking doing this 3 meals a day.
Oh my god, there's like a whole thing about European eating styles and how we've adopted them. Like even something as simple, and I'm sure many people just never thought about this. Why is the word breakfast called that? And it's so simple. Just break the word into two.
Yeah,
break fast. People who eat breakfast are breaking their fast at eating at that time. Whereas people who are fasting, they would only eat in the afternoons or in the evenings up till that, you know, up till they sleep. They didn't eat breakfast because that would be breaking their fast and breaking their concentration and breaking their higher, you know, clairvoyance or whatever.
Yeah.
Their higher spiritual being. So they didn't do it. And then another thing is, it's like, well, why did people eat at this point in time? Well, it's all manufactured capitalism. Back then, fucking doctors were saying, oh yeah, you should eat cereal 3 times a day and whatnot. And it's what? To sell excess grains. That's all it really was. It wasn't any, like, the nutritional pyramid is full of bullshit. Why? What? Nobody's normally consuming all of those grains. Why were they consuming certain grains? Because they had excess amount and they wanted to sell them. That's why the nutritional pyramid is what it is today.
Yeah, it's all about selling because they
Yep.
have to, because they make so much of it. They make so much shit.
Yep.
It's one of the few things propping up this fucking like bullshit economy. You know, it's like, it's not good. And what's even worse is like, it's like, yeah, there's still people apparently starving. Like, you know, the fact.
Bro, don't get me started on that. We are in 2023 and we're still having Bronze Age problems in this society.
Yeah.
They solved hunger in the fucking Roman Empire when they used to give out free bread to all of the people of the empire. How the fuck do we still have world hunger
Like
as
in
a
Haiti?
fucking issue?
Like Haiti,
How is this even possible? We
They-
have all the fucking resources to stop this. Why? Money and power and control. That's why it hasn't fucking gone away.
Yeah, for
because
sure.
if you can keep people hungry, you can keep people in control.
Yep. This goes back to what I'm saying. Like, it's dangerous for them if everyone was feeling a sense of inner abundance. Everyone has to be feeling a sense of lack, and you can't feel a lack unless there's living examples of people who are starving, so they could point to them and say, "Oh, you don't want to end up like them." Yeah, you know. So it's like it's fucked up because this is it's really like that, and but it's crazy because, you know, you look at like the extreme opposite end of destitution, right? And then you look at like Buddhist monks who like barely eat, and they're like, whatever, you know, they just like they just sit in the side of the road. It's like, what are you doing? Meditating.
Yeah,
That's what I do every day. It's like, aren't you going to eat anything? I will eventually when I need to. You know, it's like, it's so weird. So it's like the same thing. It's like how they say the lowest vibrational state eventually mimics the highest vibrational state, because like, let's say we were oscillating between 2 points, right? And if we're at rest, like completely at rest, almost standstill, it's like super slow, so it might as well be in like one like state. But if you're in such a high vibrational state, then you eventually go so fast it eventually becomes being in one state. So it's
Right.
like, it's funny how like basically what it's saying, it's like there's a very thin line between being very depressed and very enlightened, because it's like the difference between like nothing matters or like nothing matters, you know. It's like there's like a very little difference, but one is more filled with joy and the other one is filled with like shit. Like,
You know, this is gonna sound off topic, but it's totally the same. I saw this stupid iceberg that said, "Stay woke, pitch is rhythm."
yeah,
You get that? Pitch is rhythm. Because if I tap 1, 1, 2, 3, 4,
it makes a pitch.
yeah, if I go fast enough, it'll be a pitch.
Okay, here's another thing. Yeah, so it's like, if something like spins, right, it's making a sound. It's going to make a grinding sound, but then the faster it spins, the higher the pitch goes, right? And also conversely, like while you're thinking about as it's spinning faster, making a higher pitch, it grows hotter.
Yes.
So as it grows hot, it becomes red, right? But then what happens if it keeps spinning? Eventually, it changes color. It goes from red to, what is it, green, to like blue, to like violet, like, and then like the hottest point would be like ultraviolet. So it's like, yeah, it's funny how it's all exists on a spectrum, a frequency, right? So that once you understand that about reality, and you apply that to everything in reality, it's all rhythm. Everything is rhythm. Our whole lives are governed by patterns of rhythm. It's like different extensions of patterns and rhythm, where it's like, yeah, you know how it's like we take it for granted when we hear it's like, oh, how's life? You know, it has its ups and downs. But that's everything.
That's
That simple
man.
statement that's exactly how that is. So so the key to mastery isn't to keep it up or keep it down. It's because that's impossible. The more you try to force it and stay it up, or try to force it as, it's just gonna break you. It's just gonna keep it going, and it's gonna keep dragging you up and down. The only way to like really escape that is to just like let it go up and down, but to step back and just watch it. You're just letting it go up and down, and all you got to do, I'm not becoming it. I'm not stopping it. I'm just watching it, stepping back, separating from it. And once you're able to do that, that is mastery. That is enlightenment, I guess you could call it. That's when you're just like, all right, I had that shitty thought, or yeah, I had that good thought. It's like, Because you got to be able to look at every thought critically. You have to look at every bad thought and say, it's just a thought. I'm not going to act on it. And you have to look at every good thought and be like, yeah, that was a good thought. I got to act on it. You know, like it's really about acknowledging the rhythm and living in that sense where it's like, I'm not a slave to the rhythm and I'm not a fighter of the rhythm. I am the rhythm, you know? I set the rhythm.
I see. It's definitely a better outlook.
And the
on
only
life.
way to control rhythms is what? Control your own rhythm.
Exactly.
It starts with controlling your own rhythm is for you to be able to set out the same chains of patterns outwards. You have to start with your core control. Most people fuck it up by trying to control outside things first, and then they end up getting burned, you know? They have to stoke the inner fires first so they can handle, you know, other fires. And like that all goes back to what I'm saying, the hermetic principle, or personal principle of like cultivating mind, body, and soul. It's like we said, you know, mind, all it takes is studying, keeping an open mind, having a good mentality, not being a slave to your thoughts. Body, be strong, you know, eat good, be healthy, be physically active. And soul, have faith. Have faith first and foremost in yourself. Believe in yourself. Believe that you can make outcomes happen even if they're not guaranteed. You know, take a gamble, not on anything or anyone but yourself. Take a gamble on yourself. If you could learn to take a gamble on yourself and come out on top from it, you can't get hurt. And if you do take a gamble on yourself, I don't think it's possible to lose. Even if you lose the bet, you still walk away with insight. You still say, what did I do wrong? What could I have done better? If
you
just
learn from it.
Exactly.
It's a life
So
experience.
it's still a victory. So like that's why I'm saying like it's mind, body, and soul. It's all that's all you need. It's that simple. It's not easy, especially for, you know, some people. It's easier for some than most, but mind, body, and soul. That's the way.
How do you change the world? You start with yourself.
Yes. And people hate hearing that.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's their fault. I think it's the programming's fault. We're programmed to be so repulsed by the idea of taking responsibility for ourselves and our own. I mean, people throughout history have tried to wake people up, like Martin Luther King Jr. He tried to educate people and like show them that you are in control of your surroundings. Your mind is in control of your reality. He tried to like open people up to that, and what did they do? They killed him.
Of course.
And he's not the only one. Like they did it to so many people. Very few people played that game and made it out alive. The only one person I could think of off the top of my head was Gandhi.
Gandhi?
Yeah. You know who didn't make it out alive?
Who?
Fucking John F. Kennedy. He tried to have a fucking conscience in the wrong game, a conscience in the wrong game. You know, like he was like, I'm going to expose the corrupt intelligence agencies. And what do the corrupt intelligence agencies do? They're like, we're gonna kill ourselves, president. You know?
Crazy. What a country.
They're like, who the fuck? Like, and we're not talking about the agencies themselves. We're talking about the people who pulls the strings of the agencies. Yeah. It's the cabal. It's the fucking. It's the top echelon.
Epstein gang.
It's Epstein's handler. Yeah, it's Epstein's handler.
Yeah, these people are fucking nuts, bro. Like they let this shit happen.
They're
for
barely
years.
people. I think if we're talking about the highest levels of power in humanity, honestly, I think they're beyond human limitations. I don't think these people die. I think there's a chance that these people may have lived, if they are people at this point. I think there's a chance that these are like old beings. Like some of them could have lived to be like maybe 200 years old. Some of them could be thousands. I don't know. Like they could be old beings that are just taking human form, you know, like and controlling shit. Like I don't know. Like you never know.
You've heard of adrenochrome?
Yeah.
Bro, every time I see these old white politicians, like this nigga's taking adrenochrome, bro. There ain't no way.
No,
no way this dude is alive for this long, bro.
Actually, that's a good point.
Because that's what I'm imagining that they're using it for. Because like you look at their state of their human bodies, like how are they even alive?
Do you think Obama gets access to adrenochrome?
You know what? Obama is such a weird person. Like if you
he's
were
like
to
the Mark Zuckerberg of presidents. You know? Look at him, dude. Look at him. He's like robotically like.
He is so perfect. Like. Ivy League school, fucking politician in Chicago or Illinois.
He's also related to all the other presidents.
How, dude? How is this guy from European descent? But I guess, you know, his mom was white or whatever. And it's he's too perfect. That's why he's so weird. Like, yeah, sure, first black president, sick, cool. Why is this guy so robotic?
Because you got to be robotic to be able to bomb like Middle Eastern countries and
Drone
shit.
strike him.
Yeah. The
Yo,
Obama
he got the Nobel Peace Prize. Like, my nigga, he was drone striking
and he was
Afghanistan
he was
children.
Obama striking these dudes.
Bro, what? Let me get a fucking Nobel Peace Prize. I killed 3 motherfuckers in Call of Duty.
Yep.
I deserve a fucking medal. Give it to me.
Yep. He got the Obama Nobel Prize.
Bro, that is so crazy. Like, okay, cool. What did you do for your entire fucking presidency? I don't know. Obamacare. Or, thanks, cool. That's it.
What's really dark, okay, so a lot of people will say like, okay, so the cabal that's working in conjunction with interdimensional beings of malevolent force that want to control and enslave us, they feed off of our negative energy. I don't really think that's the case. I think it's more like when we're in negative states, we're in low vibrational states. And when we're in low vibrational states, we're less conscious, we're less sovereign, we're less like able to think for ourselves, we're less like independent, we're less autonomous. And we're more able to be ruled by our insecurities, our fears. Like, I don't want to go hungry, I don't want to be homeless, I don't want to look broke, I don't want to be broke, I don't want to die, I don't want to get arrested, I don't want this, I don't want that. Once you start thinking in terms of like where you don't want to end up and like where you're afraid to be, that's when you start being more susceptible. It's like, all right, how do I act to where I don't end up like those things? And that's where the programming starts. It's all rooted in low vibrational feelings of fear, insecurity, just literally bad vibes. And that's how you end up becoming a slave. It's like, oh, I gotta work this shitty job I hate. Why? So I don't become homeless. So what? What does that even mean? Well, if I'm homeless, then no one's gonna love me. It's like, what do you mean no one's gonna love you just because you're homeless? Because as a society we live in, it's like, well, do you love you? Even if no one else loves you, it's like, I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe you should think about it more. And then you do think about it more, and then that's when you become like, you start growing. It's like, and then you got to learn to love yourself, and that's like the journey. But like, it's becoming harder and harder to like get that natural progression of like, personal growth and development, because again, like a fully actualized person is not really a valuable asset to like a hyper capitalist elitist fucking cabal of control.
State.
A deep state, yeah.
They want you to get that shitty job so you can keep paying tax. And God knows what else.
Yes.
I'm not about that shit. You feel me? That's why I didn't pay my taxes this year. I'm fighting the man.
You gotta play. You gotta play the game on some level. That's the key. Otherwise, they'll come after you. And once they come after you, it's like they'll make an example out of you.
Yeah. You don't want the feds knocking on your door.
Well, I've had that happen to me.
Yeah, I remember that shit. That shit was wild.
Yeah, for the fucking Burning Man thing. But now I see. It's like, could you imagine how many like elite people go to Burning Man? Like, we're talking like congressmen, senators' daughters, or some shit.
It's crazy. I don't want to be a part of that. Let me tell you.
What, Burning Man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a part of it.
You think it's a satanic ritual or something?
I don't know. It's just fucking weird. Like, I don't want to be a part of it. That is just at the most plainest view that you could have is just fucking weird. I don't want to be a part of that shit.
Would it just experience it?
No, I mean, I could watch a video on it. I don't have to be there. I also don't enjoy being in like really fucking hot environments. I don't like sweating without my input. Does that make sense? Like, if I'm sweating, I want it to be because I'm putting the input of sweating. Like, okay. I'm doing something that causes me to sweat because that was my input.
Yeah.
Not because I'm in an environment and it's making me sweat.
You want man sweat, not bitch sweat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I'm working out, I'm sweating voluntarily.
You want to get sweaty, not be sweaty.
Yes, exactly. I want to be in control.
Yeah.
Which is like, other people, they don't.
You want to be the thermostat, not the thermometer.
Yes. Exactly. I control my temperature.
You want to set your temperature, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to tell you what the temperature is. I want to be the temperature.
Yeah. It's very understandable. I totally agree with that. So, you know what's actually a really useful skill?
What?
Being able to slow down your own heart rate.
I've tried doing that, surprisingly.
Do you know how to do it?
I don't think I fully understand how to, but there is moments in time where I've noticed my heart is like really pumping fast, and I'm like, okay, I need to control myself. Let me take deep breaths and see if I can slow it down.
That does work. That's exactly
It does
how
work?
you do it.
Okay.
Yeah, that is taking. Well, if you really want to like get it down to dialed, you got to make your exhales longer than your inhales. So you breathe out long, breathe in short. Breathe out long, breathe in short. Breathe out
Okay.
long.
So there's a trick to it.
And then you get into a rhythm of longer exhales and shorter inhales. And then that'll slow your heart rate down. Because as you're breathing out, it contracts your heart. But then like if you like increase that rate of like expansion and contraction, then like yeah, so
That's the way to do it.
yeah.
You exhale longer than you inhale. Short
Yes.
inhale, long exhale. Okay, I
Yep.
gotta try that.
Yep. And then, but you know, having a faster heart rate can help sometimes. Like I think it helps for like running faster, lifting shit. But when it comes to like dealing with anxiety and stress and like life shit, like social shit, clarity, thinking clearly, you know, not emotionally. I think it helps to control your, especially when you're scared. I think when times of in times of fear, using your breathing to slow down your heart rate is definitely essential. Because when people say like don't panic, calm down, the problem with saying that is no one knows really how to calm down. They don't understand.
I didn't. Let me
They
tell
don't,
you
yeah,
that
they
much.
don't understand the biological mechanisms of panicking, of actually like what they're going through, like that's making them think in such a disarray. It's because of what they're feeling, and they got to get down to why they're feeling that way. It's because your heart, first of all, is pumping like fucking a mile a minute. It's like, so
You
it's
know,
like, yeah,
I wish I would have known how to do this shit a couple of years ago. I had a terrible experience with somebody. I don't know if I told you the story.
no,
I was at a bar, and the reason why we got to this bar was because I had a family gathering before this bar, and the gathering ended pretty early according to Dominican standards. It ended like around 10 or whatever. Usually our parties go up to like 2 o'clock or whatever in the morning. So there was a few people at this gathering. I was like, bro, if the night is young, like let's go get some drinks, like let's go do something, let's still have some fun. And I was like, you know what, sure, fuck it, why not? And a bunch of us went to this bar. Eventually 4 of us made it to the bar. Other people, I don't know where the fuck they went, but there was 4 of us. And one of the people that was with us was a family member who has been locked up
oh shit,
for several years.
oh shit,
And it's like the first time he's been out, like this is the first 2 years or whatever he's on probation.
was he just
whatnot.
bad vibes?
It's worse than that. So this person I haven't hung out with since I was a teenager, and now we're both adults because he's been in the slammer since then. And I didn't know he had a bunch of mental illness shit going on, which leaded to his alcoholism, which also I didn't know because I haven't hung out with him
Yeah,
in fucking years. So we all go to this bar, and I sit down, and he sits down next to me. We order some drinks. I order a beer. He's drinking like crazy shit. He got like a Hennessy shot. He's drinking like a mixed drink. He's drinking a beer at the same time. I was like, bro, what the fuck is this nigga doing? Like, all right, whatever. Let him rock. Not my concern. And then somebody appears next to him, right? An elderly woman about in her 50s. And he's having a conversation with her, and then he's laughing. He's laughing dead in my face. Like, he's right here. He's like, ha, 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 ha. And I'm, dude, what's so funny? And then he tells me, yo, this lady just told me she wants to suck your dick. And I'm like, what? I'm like, bro, this lady's like fucking mad old. And I'm like turning around to the other 2 guys, and he got up and told the other 2 guys what's happening, and then he tells them the story, and then I see a giant smile on their fucking face because they think it's hilarious. Now, here's where things take a turn. This lady, she was on like the 3rd seat next to me, and my the friend that went to jail was in the 2nd seat. She slides over to sit next to me and to talk to me. and she has like this weird fucking face. And for some reason, the two guys behind me said, "Hey, wait a minute, isn't that your phone?" And it looks like the lady put her hand over his phone. So the dude that just got out of jail is like, "Hey, that's my phone." And as he goes and tries to grab it, she smacked his hand away from her. She went like that. So it looks like she tried to steal his phone. And this guy, being just freshly out of jail, just snapped like that. I swear to God, he hit like some gang script. He's like, "On my mama, on my street, on my grove, I'm gonna fucking murder you." And you know what he does? He takes the iPad that we order food and smacks it over her head. And I'm like, oh shit. And mind you, I smoked weed before this moment. We all smoked weed before this moment happened. And in my mind, I'm like, fucking, holy shit. This nigga did not just hit some bitch with a fucking iPad over the head. And then fucking security came and they bear hugged him and grabbed him away. But the one thing that I noticed is like they didn't go hard on him for some reason. And I'm thinking, oh, she must do this shit often, because otherwise they would have been fucking throwing this dude on the ground and slamming him to the pavement for just slapping a woman with an iPad. But at the same time, I'm like, holy shit, we're gonna get fucking killed. They're gonna come after us. And like after that, I never wanted to see this motherfucker again. I can't be out in public with this dude who just randomly takes an iPad and slaps it over women's heads.
He's
like, yeah, bro, he needs to do something. I don't know what, but I can't be around him, bro.
He's a warrior. He's a barbarian.
Yo, he's just ready for the call at any moment. It's like, bro, I can't do this.
I'll kill. I'll murder you.
But this is why, and this is only one situation why I don't like smoking weed in public. Because if I smoke weed in public, I think maybe it's paranoia. Like, I don't have any control of the situation. Because if I was sober, maybe I could have like prevented it.
That was a traumatic moment for you.
It was, because like I felt helpless. I felt helpless. Like, okay, great. Now the fucking security is gonna want to kill us or some shit, because this fucking idiot just slapped the fucking iPad over a woman's head. And I'm like, dude, I can't. I don't want to be around this person anymore. I really don't.
Oh my god.
It was very traumatic. It's like, and this is only one out of like 3 situations where something has happened that I felt like I had no control over. So I don't like smoking weed in public. Now, if I'm in closed doors or whatever, I'm fine. I don't have to deal with people in the public. I know who the fuck I'm dealing with for the most part, because you never know really what people are like. But at the same time, I have a level of familiarity. Whereas I'm out in the bar, I don't know who the fuck these people are. I don't know the bouncer. I don't know the patrons. I don't know the fucking bartenders. I don't know who's going to want to do what to somebody, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was very traumatic experience trying to fucking go to a bar with some dude who just got out of jail.
All right, so here's what I would say to that. I would say, you ever see The Matrix?
Mm-hmm.
Remember the part where he hands the kid the spoon? It's like, bend the spoon.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, there is no spoon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I would say this. Those situations you dealt with was the spoon. And your stress during those times was you trying to bend the spoon. Just remember, there is no spoon.
There is no situation.
There is none. Honestly, you could have just walked away at any given time.
Yeah. But because we were there with family members and, you know,
Yeah.
he was on probation, we couldn't just leave him.
Those are your reasons that you're going to add. But the fact of the matter is, you just got to remember, listen, it's good that you felt the things you felt.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry you felt them, though. It sounds fucked up.
It is fucked up, especially when you know you're really fucking high.
Yeah.
When you know you're really fucking high, it's like, all right, I have to stop. I have to get better, because otherwise I don't know what's going to happen to me.
Jesus Christ. I wish I saw that, though. That would have been mad funny. I would have never forgotten that in my
Bro,
entire life.
I still think about it to this day.
Yeah. That's like if I was a little kid and someone told me that story, I would just straight up be like, "What the fuck is an iPad?" You know, now, but like that's a very modern story for modern time. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
The fact I remember when he was going off like the gang script, like, oh my mama on my block, he was so violent in his body language.
He was a barbarian.
Like, for real, he was just like, oh, he did this with like the two fingers. He pointed at her fucking hand. I'm like, yo, dude, relax.
This is that warlord mentality.
Like, you can get your phone back. Like, it's not a big deal because like she wasn't going anywhere.
You know what that means, though? He must have been through some shit.
He has been through some shit, and I don't know what it is. The stress, the depression, or whatever. Like
the abuse,
bro. It had to have to be like a strong trigger for him to go through that. Like,
it's also like, you know, being in jail, you probably get your shit stolen all the time.
yeah,
it's the worst feeling ever. You're already in jail. Imagine getting robbed in jail. You're
that is insane.
Yeah.
Like, I take somebody. The most I've ever been mad in my life is when somebody has tried to take my shit.
Yeah.
Because
scoot in.
Okay. Because like, I have my shit, right, and I have it in an orderly place or fashion.
Oh, okay.
And somebody comes in and takes something, and then on top of that lies. That happened to me once, and I wanted to murder this person, like legitimately. I got so violent. I was like, I didn't even know I was capable of being this violent.
Those are low vibration. You know what it is? It's because you had attachments. You have a lot of attachments. Maybe you have Do you have attachments to things, like personal things?
To some degree, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna say.
I wouldn't
no.
know. I don't know like your shit. So do you?
I would say yes. I do have attachment to certain things.
Maybe it's not things, but a certain order of things.
Yes, because
Yeah.
if I put something, I learned this at a very young age. If I keep something in the same place, I don't lose it. I don't like losing things. I think that's more philosophical with my brain. I really hate losing things.
Yeah, I agree. It's a bad feeling.
Even when it comes to like friendships, like when I see like people that
so
used to be my friend and then they just back away, like it's such an incredibly shitty feeling.
So I have thoughts on that. So here's here's the thing about losing things, quote unquote. The truth is nothing is ever lost. Okay.
Right.
So this goes into about things like about manifesting things in your reality that you don't have now that you would like. The tough part about manifestation, let's say you want some things, right? Things that would offer you and put you in a higher vibrational state. And it's okay to want those things, and we all want more. So yeah, want those things. And the idea is, can you get it? So if you really want to get it, then you got to put yourself in a higher state that can match your new reality. So here's the problem. If we want to go to our new reality, there's parts about our old reality that we become very accustomed to. Old relationships, old patterns of behavior, old patterns of thought, old patterns of reactions, old habits, things like that. And we're gonna start to realize when we earnestly make an effort to see our new, better reality, we're gonna see resistance from our old past pulling us back.
Right.
And that's going to be all different things. It's going to be habits. It's going to be thoughts, feelings, patterns, people, relationships. So when you think about losing things, I mean, yeah, when it's unconscious, when you're not really trying to do anything and you just lose shit, that's just losing shit. But keep in mind, when you're actively trying to strive for shit and you find yourself losing shit in the process, don't freak out.
Yeah.
Don't flip out. Don't make it a problem. Just like kind of understand, even if you don't understand it immediately, understand that in the bigger picture, sometimes when it comes to trying to make a better reality for yourself, you're gonna end up losing some shit. You know, you're gonna and for some people it's more severe. For some people it's their marriage, their jobs, their whole life. But you know, if you can accept that at some point you wanted a new reality for yourself, this is the universe literally giving you that opportunity, stripping you down to your core and allowing you the space to build yourself up. I mean, look, you know how many guys that are married with a wife and kids constantly fantasize, oh, I could have been this, I could have been that. And then suddenly their marriage falls apart. It's like, why do you think that's like that? It's because you're literally living a life that's not in tune with what your soul is longing for. First of all, it's not, and I'm not telling people to like walk away from your family just to follow your dreams. What I'm really saying is integrate. integrate your shadow, the part that you keep repressed, with the part that you keep outward. You got to find a way to like align them, you know, because the only thing you could be sure of is like you're never going to be one or the other. You're going to constantly fluctuate between the two. You got to find a way to make that vibration more aligned.
You need to become whole.
Yes, to become synchronized.
You need to integrate your ego and your shadow.
Yes, yes. Because we all have a shadow, you know. Like you see, like I said the same thing on Facebook. I'm like, if you're a shit poster, chances are in your waking life, like you're probably like a nurturing soul. Whereas if you're like outwardly like inclusive and like nice, you know, whatever, you're probably a shit, like a piece of shit.
I've always thought about that.
Yeah,
like the people that I've seen on Facebook, they're like, oh, really nice, really this, really that. It's like, no, they're the biggest pieces of shits ever.
Yeah, and,
like,
and the assholes like on Facebook are like, I happen to be really cool. Like,
they're genuine people because they accept the truth about themselves and they don't want to hide it.
They're not hiding it. Yeah. I think about that a lot too, and I'm like, I think a lot of it really is like about your shadow, and it's like either way it has its pitfalls. It's just about like accepting that part of you and being like, this is a part of me. It's fine. I'm okay with both parts, and it's about like. I was actually talking to my friend about this. He's a rapper, and he was but the thing is, he's also into like philosophy and like raising consciousness and all that shit. So you know, there'll be moments like where he'll be, you know, referencing and discussing like philosophical concepts and debating, and then suddenly out of nowhere, he's like, I think I want to start my own military. I want to get lit to the max, and I want to take over a part of Africa. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Okay. And then like I was telling him, I was explaining to him, I was like, listen. You have two different sides of you, and neither sides of you is wrong. They're both there for a reason. The only problem here is that they're both trains going in like diverted tracks. Like you're both selves, but you're like they're not. They like neither side understands each other. So you got to find a way to like align both those tracks into the same direction.
Right.
Then you will be good. That's what integration is really about. That's how shadow work really works. It's not about like killing your shadow, or like becoming your shadow. It's literally just aligning your shadow somehow with your light and being able to like follow the same direction.
Those things you described are probably the two worst outcomes. You never want to kill your shadow.
No.
You never want to let the shadow take over you.
No.
Because you'll never become whole.
So the only good option is to align it. Yeah. Figure out your shadow. Get to know your shadow. Figure out what your shadow wants, and then really from your shadow's perspective, learn what your ego wants. Learn like the nature of your ego and why your ego thinks that way. And I think like shadow work is about looking more towards the future. Like shadow work is really about the future you deep down want to see, and like ego work is really about looking to your past traumas. You know, to understand your ego is you gotta think about your past and to like learn all the events that made you think the way you do now. And that's really all about going back to your past, all the shittiest moments. Because like, you know, if you think about it, we all inherently know joy and happiness because that's, you know, whatever, when nothing's wrong, that it's our personalities form when you add the negativity to it. You know, that's the external part, and that's what makes the other half of our personality, where we become smart and like know what not to do because we've been through shit. So yeah, you got to like to understand the true nature of your ego. You have to like understand your past, and to master your ego, you have to come to terms with your past. It's like, yeah, that happened to me, and you know what? I accept it. I forgive them. I forgive myself. Because more often than not, I think what's harder than getting over things that happened to you is getting over things that you did. I think that's like that's the deepest element. That's deeply personal and intimate for everyone, because we've all done shit that we would never tell anyone. So it's like really,
that's for sure.
Yeah, so that's like that's a really personal element of shadow work. And it's okay if it's personal, but you have to confront it. We all have to, and you have to confront it in a way that's like, I'm okay with it. And it helps to understand that, you know what, we're all connected. Like all the material body shit that happened, it's all bullshit. This is all temporary. We're all gonna die. We all have souls though, and all the souls come from the same place. So we're all one. We're all connected. We're not really separate. You know, like we're all just one being.
That's right.
So, and like, you know, all the bad shit that we did, all the bad shit that people did to us, that's just a part of the experience. You know, that's a part of the soul enriching experience. You can't have an enriched soul without a lot of bad shit happening, just as much as you can't have an enriched soul without a lot of good shit happening. You know, you need both. You do. And we have to accept that. And a part of mastery is to like get swung by the pendulum between good and bad so long until like you could just be like, you know what, fuck this. And then you just like be the thing swinging that pendulum. You know, you're like, oh yeah, this is me. I gotta go through my bad shit. Hold on, I'll be right back. And say, oh yeah, I gotta go through my good shit now. You know, like if you're the one like who's able to consciously just go with that thing and be like, yeah, you know, it's okay. My emotions aren't ruled by this rhythm. I dance with the rhythm. You know, I'm not owned by the rhythm. I'm not beaten by the rhythm. And yeah, that's the secret to success in life with anything, folks. You know, like that's pretty much it.
Get the last White Claw.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna end up drinking it, and that'll be the end of the podcast after that White Claw's done. Oh man. So I realized I have another dream in life that I'm willing to freely share. I want to go to space. I want to see Earth from outer space. And I want to play a set in space, a music set. I want to play a show in space.
That's sick. That's sick, actually.
I want to do it. I want to go to space. I want to go to the stars.
It's crazy because I've told people how mind-blowing it is just to experience life in a different country. Let's say for it's a week or 2 weeks. Exploring the rest of this world is amazing.
You want to hear something funny? Most of the lowest vibrational people, like the shittiest thought people, like, and you know, people who are like just downers and assholes, those are the people who are the least traveled.
Yep.
Usually. Even like, yeah, I know snobs who travel, but even them, they have a better social sensibility. Like they have a better idea of how to act. People who don't know how to act, like they never traveled, you know?
Like from personal experience, I'll tell you, like going to another country changed my perspective on this world because I was able to see firsthand how beautiful and different it was.
Yeah.
Just by like going to a different country. And you don't even need to do that. In my opinion, I think this entire, you know, North American, you know, landscape is beautiful in and of itself.
Of course.
Like going to the Grand Canyon, going to you know, Yellowstone fucking forest or whatever the fuck national park. Those things are beautiful in and of itself. You don't need to leave the country to see and recognize its beauty and have that life-changing moment. You could just go to a different state.
Yo, I saw the weirdest but coolest YouTube video about this guy. He was like this Asian guy, but he learned learned and mastered like 10 different languages. Really? And he explained how it drove him like to emotional turmoil, like he was suffering.
Really?
Yeah, because he apparently said like learning a new language is like learning a whole new way of like viewing the world and reality.
Right, that makes a lot of sense.
On top of that, once you learn their language, no matter who you are or where you're born, if you learn a language and immerse yourself in it, you inevitably become attached to their tribe, their culture.
Right.
You become attached to their being. You become a part of it. You become one of them in a sense. Because you understand everything, you know? Another thing is like you get a whole new perspective on history because, you know, you could read the texts as they're meant to be read for the people that's meant to read them.
Right.
So, you know, we could look at Chinese history as translated by whoever, or you could read it in Chinese in the language that has its own flow and its own rhythm and its own processes. And and apparently it drove him to a point where you become overly empathetic to every cultural turmoil, where you feel it all. You know, as a person of any culture, you also feel the history and all the pain that comes with it. So once you become integrated into the next culture after becoming deeply integrated with their very nature of communication, you feel it all, and then it drives you like to a bad dark place, you know. So yeah, it was a cool fucking video.
Shit, I'm gonna have to look at that. That's interesting that he felt that deeply, that emotional turmoil just by learning their language and their history and their culture.
As a person who understands 2 languages, you know, to varying degrees, at least, you know, and I understand a bit of other ones. Like at this point, I'm getting a little better at Japanese, but like, yeah, it is a completely different way of thinking. different way of looking at things, and a different way of processing things to regurgitate emotionally. You know, like it changes everything. It changes reality. It changes like the fabric of like how we live our lives. It's yeah, language is nuts, and I really do feel bad for people who only speak one language.
Because they're like, it's like not being able to read. Like there's an entire different world out there for you to experience, even if it's only through language, and they can't.
But
decipher
I also have this much to say to the credit of the lingua franca, which is English.
Yeah.
I think English is the best language ever. It's so crazy. It's fucking awesome. Like English is so versatile. It's so broad, and it's just so fucking stylish. Like you could say it in so many different accents. You could use it in so many different dialects, and it's good for art. It's good for science too. English is so good for like science, but I also think it has a lot of pitfalls.
Yep.
I think
that's for sure.
as great as English is, it has a lot of bad shit about it, like really bad shit. There's a lot of inconsistencies in English. There's a lot of like room for like dramatic alteration, and there's a lot of room for manipulation. The problem with English, because it's so versatile, it could be manipulated so easily. And if you manipulate language, you manipulate thought, and if you manipulate thought, you manipulate people. So yeah, there's a lot of darkness. It's just powerful. It's a very powerful.
I never thought about it that way.
It's I don't think it's the best language. I think it's probably the most fucking powerful.
Well, it's lingua franca for a reason.
For a reason, yeah. So yeah, like you know, like all the scientific texts of the 20th and even 19th century were like generally written in English, and the church hated English. They all wrote their shit in Latin.
Yes, Latin.
Because English was the language of not charlatans, I should say, like heretics. Yeah. It's the language. English was the language of heretics. It was the language of science dudes who went against the word of God, who dared to question. And English was seen as the language of like whatever. But maybe the church had it right. Maybe the objective materialist science was actually bad for us. You know, like, or maybe what we should have done was we should have done a better job at striking a balance.
Yeah, that's the true issue
between
balance.
The metaphysical and the material, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
I think all human beings should strive for balance in their life and in their soul,
yeah,
and in their body.
Yeah. And you know, again, like it surprises me because like I'm the last person I would ever think to ever like, you know, to even commit or to what should I say, invest in any kind of like spiritual sensibility. I was like, at some point I was just like, no, there's no God. There's no afterlife. This is just whatever. And this is all we get. But it's like, I don't know how it happened, but it just fucking happened. And
it was bound to happen.
Maybe. And I think it was just like allowing it to happen. It was
Right.
like, I just let it happen. And that was it. That was my greatest strength too, because I was always open-minded. I was always, no matter how atheistic or material I got, I was always very open-minded. Meaning I was always like, hey, you know what? If there is a God, at least I'll accept it. You know,
Right.
I would have no problem with that. There's no qualms about that shit. So I think it's just open-mindedness is very important. I think the sky's the limit if you're just open-minded. If you're willing to accept new shit, new ideas.
Which I think most people should be. If you're ever in a state of mind of progression, you're constantly improving yourself, you should be open to that.
Yeah, because if you're constantly improving yourself, then you constantly have this idea where it's like, I could do better.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm doing good, but I could do better. Yes, I like my thoughts and I like what I know, but I could know more.
That's right.
Martial arts is actually the only thing that pushes me to think that way. If I didn't do martial arts, I think I would be severely less accelerated, because martial arts puts you in that situation where no matter how good you're doing, no matter how good you are, there's always going to be some reason. It's like you could have done this better. You know, you could have done that better. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. I'll do better. And then you just work harder. And that's when you come to this process of like self-discovery and purification. That's why I think like, I don't know, like I'm way more in tune with it now because, you know, the sword tournament was just an obvious goal. But once I got that out of the way, I realized like I did a lot of soul searching and I was like, why do I keep doing this? And I was like, It's because the practice is the goal. It's not about like winning tournaments. It's not about winning battles. It's literally just the practice. The practice is the most valuable part. Going to practice every single time purifies my soul, and it gives me self-discovery. It shows me my own limits. It shows me what I need to get past. You know, like whether it's emotionally, where it's like, you know, I would just have a bad day cutting, and I was like, why? And they'd be like, why the fuck are you fucking up? Like, what's wrong with you? And I'll be like, you're right. You know, like I'm thinking about bullshit right now. I'm thinking about the last argument I had on a Facebook thread, or I'm thinking about the last fight I had with some stupid girl. Like, it's a good process. It's a cleaning process. A physical discipline is important. It could be martial arts. It could be sports. It could be wrestling. It could be whatever. But martial arts just has a more, like especially traditional martial arts. I think it has a more vigorous, aligned outlook on it. You know, maybe it's just because it's got a deep cultural root.
That could be it too, because it's like with every martial art comes its culture.
But I think a lot of sports are very spiritual in nature. Like I look at basketball. I mean, if you look at the real challenge of basketball, the real battle, the real beauty and genius of basketball is that the battles are never truly like about physical dominance.
Right.
It's about mental dominance. I mean, the physical is really just like how much can you really keep up with the pace of the game, the length of the game, with like the amount of time and your endurance. But really, you're not actually physically fighting anyone's physical brutality. You know, you're not fighting you're not resisting anyone's physical strength. You're not getting past it. It's all a mental game. It's like, how good can I fake you out and make you fuck your body up? You know, like how bad can I break your ankles, so to speak? So that's why I think basketball is like such an elegant sport. Because like I look at sword fighting and I look at a basketball game, it's like the same principles. Like they apply pressure forward. It's like, yeah, you're gonna do this. If you don't, then I'm just gonna too late. And it's like, yeah. And it's all mental, and it's a beautiful game to me. You know what other games like that? Tennis.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Tennis definitely.
Tennis is like a sword fight and a half.
It is.
Yeah.
Even with the way that you swing your tennis bracket.
Yeah.
Just
It's
like
a sword
that.
fight.
It's an act of itself. It's an art of itself.
Tennis is a fight every time. Every time you watch a tennis match, you're watching a fight, a straight up psychic battle. Because it's also, tennis is a perfect combination of mind, body, and spirit. Your body has to keep up with the plays and the game. Your mind has to keep up so you don't like fuck yourself up by like, you know, every time a tennis like a great tennis player loses a match, you see it happens mentally first. You see them mentally unraveling. Like they'll fuck up one too many times and suddenly they get stressed out. They start throwing their rackets. They start screaming. Like you see them mentally unraveling. So tennis is indeed like sword fighting in a sense where it combines mind, body, and spirit. You need the mind to know your strategies and your technique. You need the body to do it, and you need the spirit to keep your fortitude. You know.
Yep, that's for sure.
So yeah, tennis is an insane sport. It's an elite sport for a reason, you know? Like people think golf is the elite sport. No.
Nah,
tennis. It's
tennis is crazy.
Tennis is like
You're putting your whole body, mind, and soul in that fucking court.
Yep. And like men and women doesn't matter. Like it's the highest elite sport. It's pretty crazy.
Shit, makes me want
whoever
to play
thought
tennis.
whoever thought of tennis was like. And then there's like variations, like there's racket. You know, I consider a variation of tennis. You know, handball, like
handball. That's a variation of tennis.
Handball is a great fucking sport. Handball is a lot like tennis in a sense where it's less like a sword fight. It's more like a knife fight. You know, where like tennis is like a sword fight, handball is like a knife fight, like a brawl, like a street knife fight. You know, you're just out there. All you have is your hand, and you're just slapping this little blue ball around, like, and it's going super fast, probably faster than a tennis ball, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah, because it's shorter distance.
Yeah. Also, the technique they use, so you could hit a really fast ball in a way where it's like it goes slow after it hits your hand. Or you could see a slow ball and you could just like let your hand loose and then just whip it and then just go pow and then it goes pew. There's so much technique involved in like handball, and I think like a lot of Asians like street handball in New York City because it's got a lot of martial arts technique into it, from the footwork, like how to move the most efficiently. You know, you keep your back straight, you got to breathe every time you do everything, and then to like to like get the right strike. You're not muscling through. You're just letting it loose and pow. That's how you get like little Korean girls beating like huge Puerto Rican dudes. Yo, it happens because
I believe it.
yeah, it's because who knows how to use their body better. It's not about who's stronger or necessarily who's faster. It's who's got more efficiency. With how they use it.
Wow, that's crazy, bro. I never thought about it that way.
Yeah,
handball really is a crazy ass sport.
Handball is nuts. Handball is nuts. And it's also fast paced enough where it does take physicality. Like you can't be an old man playing handball.
Yeah.
You know what? All right. So there is a purely mental and spiritual sport and less physical that I think is also a sport of the gods. If you ask me, it's golf.
Golf. Why golf?
Because golf it involves the most territory, and it involves every element from water, fire, earth, air, from the sun to the wind to the grass to the water, everything, to the earth, like everything. Like, yeah, I think golf is like the sport of the gods.
Damn, I never that's like the last thing I would ever thought of, like golf being that involved in elements.
Think about the idea of golf, right? In every other sport, you can only kick something so far. You can only throw a ball so far, or you can even hockey. You can only or a baseball. You can only hit it so far with a bat. But golf, you could fucking send that golf ball so far, like really, really far.
It all depends on the user and
it's
their
kind of like
technique.
imagine being Zeus and you get a field of vision and you could take your lightning, and if you know how to throw your lightning right, it could hit any point you want. It's like that. Golf is amazing.
Wow, powerful.
Yeah. There's also other great sports like archery.
I like archery
Because archery blends martial art and and sport.
I've heard of that. It's like they had like an elite unit
I have
of
a couple
women.
bows if you want to shoot.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I'm down. I've always liked archery. I've never found like an archery I don't know, shooting gallery.
We have one in Staten Island. We have an archery.
You do?
It's a public park, yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I gotta try that sometime.
Yeah, we'll go shoot some arrows. We could go there at any time.
Nice.
I got a couple of arrows. I got a couple of bows. We could get fucked up. And then if no one's around, we could just shoot the arrows in the sky and then like run around. It's like, all right. No, we got to stay still. If you move, you're a bitch.
Okay.
So it's just like, I'm going to shoot the arrow in the sky. It's like,
oh my God. You're making a fucking drinking game out of shooting an arrow in the sky. Or who moves the least? Oh, man. Yeah, definitely got to try that.
It's going to be fun. And if we get really into it, we could make like fucked up crazy arrows, like explosive arrows and like flaming arrows.
Yeah, just put a fucking blunt on it. Woo, Mochi wants to be on cam. Woo.
Poison arrows. Anyway, we're about over time, so
yeah,
we could end this. Anyway, it was good hanging with everyone.
Catch you later, buddy.
Good night, bitches.